I'm gonna unplug that. Is there any sound now? Can you guys hear it now? I really doing it 3 times, still nothing. I think it should be sound now because I'm looking at the little green bar over here and I can see it moving. For some reason, I don't know why, but yeah, it wasn't I don't know what happened with my little box over there. It wasn't now we in. What's good? What's good? Everything I just said was just talking about the Jeep. That was it. Y'all didn't really miss nothing. I was just saying how the Jeep was still like the check engine light hasn't come back on yet, but the computer hasn't cycled through. So I've been kind of just going off road, screwing around. And I was saying, if you've never, seen what the Arizona desert looks like, look at the last video I put out. I met a couple. I was just cruising, and I met this couple out there, and they were like, "Hey, let's go check out this trail." So we were like, "Hey," so we just dipped down to the desert or whatever. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah, I didn't drive last week. I drove over the weekend. I made about $500 over the weekend. It was pretty slow. It was way too much traffic. So I didn't even get out and drive that much. It was just a million motorcycles everywhere. It was crazy. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be out driving. Oh, yeah. Oh, I had the tops out the Jeep yesterday. Man, it was nice. Man. Oh, Richard, you saw the video? Thanks, brother. Man, I'll be out there doing it in that Jeep, man. I don't care. I'll be out there cruising. Thomas is back. And hey, Thomas, I haven't went over your information yet. I looked at some of the stuff you sent, and I'm like, man, you killing it with them deliveries, man. You doing it, brother. You doing it. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for sending me that information. I want to look over that stuff. All right, David, I'm back in. I'm in. Yep. I see my man Randy. Oh, you seen the desert? Oh, yeah, of course. You drive a truck, so you've been through the whole desert and everything. You've seen it all, man. You've cruised through this desert how many times? But check this out. My man Steven Weber, he's actually he's Back to Basics Woodshop. He's actually on YouTube and everything too. You'll see him every once in a while. He does delivery and all of that stuff. But check out what he made me, man. It's pretty cool. He works on wood and everything like that. So that's what I ordered this from him probably about a week ago. And he jammed on it. This thing is pretty clean. It's solid wood. This thing is nice. But I wanted it I was like, dude, I need that for my garage. I saw it on his page and I was like, dude, I need that. Yeah, Randy, I got other Jeep videos in my Fun Rides folder. If you look in the Fun Rides playlist, you'll see like Butcher Jones Wash, all that. And that's even back when the Jeep was kind of stock. I was taking it out in the desert and stuff like that. But it's pretty cool. On that video, there was actually wild horses out there. So I was out there cruising around and hit the wild horses up and everything. It's crazy. But I love cruising in the desert, man. It's like, it's no traffic, no stop signs. You just, get you something to drink and just start hitting random trails. If you see something you want to go to the left, just go to the left. At some point, you're going to end up back on a road somewhere. You just got to keep driving until you, and it could be, sometimes I'll be out there 4 or 5 hours before I hit a road. It's like, are you lost? Nah, just cruising, doing nothing. But I hope everybody out there is having a great day, because like I said, it was a pretty slow week last week in Phoenix for most of us. The weekend was biker weekend. And I was saying, I believe that the rideshare apps weren't putting a lot of drivers on the street, probably for liability reasons. We had like thousands of motorcycles out all over the city. And I think the rideshare apps got scared like we was going to run over motorcyclists, so they wasn't sending us a lot of rides. What happened? Let's show this up there. Bam. I got news for you all. Paid for my car, went to get Rideshare Insurance in Louisville. Only one company offers it. What company offers rideshare out there, Rich? Because I use Travelers Insurance. Travelers Insurance offers it. Yeah, definitely let us know how much extra that's, because a lot of people ask how much is rideshare insurance. I know my homegirl Christine, she's out in Maryland. She asks how much extra is rideshare insurance, but I'm always like, it depends on the car, depends on the city you drive in, all of that stuff. So hopefully, you got some pretty good numbers. Progressive. Oh, we got Progressive out here. I might look into that. They keep sending me stuff all the time. So I'm thinking, man, Progressive keeps sending me stuff. I might have to, kind of get some insurance from them. But yeah, I want to check that out. Oh, let me flip my little chair arms down real quick. Now I can kick back and relax. I got my son's gaming chair. He's down in Florida, so I stole his gaming chair. Allstate, okay, cool. So we'll do that. We'll check Allstate too, because I know Progressive. They keep sending me stuff all the time, but I just haven't taken a look at getting insurance. I need to at least compare rates because I pay, quite a bit for the cars I got. So maybe it's about time for me to start checking rates. And I'm gonna tell people, get rideshare insurance, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna get into a fender bender, and Lyft and Uber only they have like a $2,500 deductible. Nobody has $2,500 just laying around. So you thinking it's gonna be like a $500 deductible, $250, something like that? No, it's $2,500. So yeah, these rideshare companies, that insurance is garbage. They'll take care of somebody else's stuff, but they ain't worried about yours. You got to worry about yours. And $2,500 is pretty steep. And if you don't have rideshare insurance, your carrier is not going to deal with you. They're going to be like, nope, you did it during the process of doing rideshare. We don't cover that. So it's going to be pretty scary. So let's see what you say. A driver that got killed in Linwood, California, and why the police haven't made any announcements. Was that the military officer that got killed? Because I didn't look too deep into that. Because I remember it was like a military guy, a veteran, he got killed not too long ago, and I wonder if that's the one you're talking about. Current 20 years. Yeah. I've been with my insurance. Like I said, I keep insurance forever because I hate switching companies, man. I hate the VIN number, going through my driving history. I hate doing all that. So I always get with a good company and I stick with it. So what up, Red? What's good, lady? What's good? I know Gig Wars official is a lady. That's Red. She was like, Jeff, you know it's me. Stop playing with me. Like, all right. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I don't know why the police haven't made any announcements regarding that. I have no idea. No idea. But yeah, it's been pretty. And see, this is the thing though. With him being a veteran, driving for rideshare and stuff like that, I wonder, like, if Uber and Lyft want to keep that under wraps because of some type of like security issue, like something went down. Like, I don't like to speculate, but I think something went down. Like perhaps he was trying to defend himself, and they don't want drivers to know that. It could be something along those lines. Like maybe he was trying to defend himself and fight back, because I just don't see military people in America cruising around without some form of protection. Because military people, they already think in terms of defense all the time. And I don't think, the police or whatever want to release all of the details yet, because it might give, some liability or something to the rideshare apps. I don't know. It's something's funny. Something's funny with that. I agree. Something's funny with that. Yeah. Thanks for your service, Mr. Richard Gibson. Appreciate it, brother. I don't know, man. I think America is it's a dangerous country. I would say that America's a dangerous country because, and I know a lot of people say, well, you go to Mexico, you go on vacation, you get killed on vacation. I've been to some crazy cities, man. St. Louis, I've seen people shot on the highway driving. I've seen people shot in Chuck E. Cheese, like kids playing a skee ball and everything. There's people outside shooting in the Chuck E. Cheese parking lot. It's like no rhyme or reason for the violence in America. No, you could be at a barbecue and people get to shoot at a barbecue. I stopped going to nightclubs a long time ago. He's pretty much like family to me. My man Weed Hopper. A lot of people in St. Louis know Weed Hopper. And, he was like family, basically. We all grew up together and everything like that. But, he owned his own business, tow truck driver, everything like that. He got killed at a nightclub. weird because just about 2 or 3 days before that, I was at his house and I put a fuel pump on his tow truck down in the city. So I put a fuel pump on his tow truck down in the city so he can keep towing. He paid me because he was doing some work and I'm trying to help him out. 2 days later, somebody called me, hey man, they just killed Weed Hopper down in the city. And I'm like, I was just at his house. I just put a fuel pump on his tow truck. But that's how dangerous, St. Louis is, man. You could be talking to somebody 1 minute, the next minute you getting a phone call about, them headed down to Mercy or St. John's or something like that. It happens that fast. It happens that quick. So, man, I'm one of those people that I believe that America is a very dangerous place. So for me to be almost 50 years old and to somehow navigate my life to where I ain't dead yet, it's pretty hard. 365 days a year for the last 50 years, somehow I've navigated life and I'm not dead. Man, it's hard to do, especially in the cities I live in. It's pretty hard to do. But yeah, you're right, Richard. Hey, man, we good examples of how you can change your life and get women. Get smart women on top of that. Not just women in general, get really smart women. Because some women are conniving, trust me. They'll sit there, they'll run you for your money and your assets and everything else. You got to be careful with some of these women. Man. Oh, yeah, you're right. Hey, people will take a week's worth of frustration to a nightclub and they wait till they get to the club. Now, they just saw this person 2 days ago at the park playing basketball, had no issues with that person. But now you get to a nightclub, now you want to fight him at the nightclub while everybody's around. It makes no sense. Be like, why did you wait till everybody's at the nightclub to try to fight this dude? You could have fought this dude 2 days ago when you saw him at the Quick Trip down the street. Y'all could have just, got the boxing that day. It's never like that. It's always some idiot waits till everybody's in a public space, having a good time, and they're going to try to catch somebody off guard. And that's why I just stopped going to nightclubs, man. I'm done. I can't do it. Because there's just too many stupid people, man. It's like they get to shooting in the air, shooting at the ground, stuff ricocheting off of cars. They don't care who they hit. They just want to look tough. So it's like, I ain't got time for all that. I really don't. I don't have time for that. And until a lot of these nightclubs, get better security and learn how to vet their customers better, I don't think a lot of them going to exist that long. A lot of these people are having, more fun at different nightclubs instead of the urban nightclubs. They're going to like the techno clubs and shit, having a better time at the techno clubs because they know they're gonna make it home safe. They go listen to some techno music all night, get some drink, dance a little bit, go home. The moment you go to a hip hop club, shooting breaks out in the parking lot. Two people who could have fought each other 3 days ago at the park, but they waited till they got to the damn club. It's like, it don't make no sense, man. Don't make no sense. I just saw this same dude that wanted to fight during lunch instead of after school. Exactly. Hey, that's back in the day right there. We're like, hey man, meet me at 3:00. School buses. Let's go. Let's do it. They'd rather fight at the camp. It's like, dude, you fight after school. That way, when the teachers and everything run up, everybody can just break out and nobody gets in trouble. That's when we used to be smart. We were smart fighters. We fought after school. Everybody split, so the teachers didn't know who was fighting unless your shirt was ripped off or something like that. But now people be fighting in the classroom. Just like, dude, it's like video cameras everywhere. It's like, dude, you stupid. You stupid. Oh, yeah. That's right. The country clubs. Yep. So you got to price out the trouble, man. And that's real, though. Because and it's sad that it's like that, honestly, that we got to make prices so high that certain people can't afford to get in. It's sad, but it's the only way we can stay secure. And it's almost like that's how rideshare is getting. You got to price things so high to keep certain people from getting a ride. Because certain people ain't going to take rideshare if you just keep the prices high and you make it more of a luxury item. And that's how nightclubs are, the same way. Country clubs are like that. Keep pricing it higher and you get rid of certain people. And it's sad. It's sad, but that's the only way we can be secure. It's just, man. I feel you on that. And it's the same way that, we're starting to do educational systems now. People are pricing colleges so high because they don't want certain people to go to these colleges, and they'll give a scholarship for only so much. And the rest you got to come up with in either loans or your own money. And that's how they price the trouble out of colleges, because they'll be like, yeah, if we let, the bad seeds, entire college, that's a liability. Certain people, they won't even let them play sports at certain colleges because they already got assault records in high school. They won't even give them scholarships. So it's like they can't even extend their sports career because they done screwed it up already. And that's why I tell my sons, watch your high school career, man. Watch what you post on the internet. Watch who you hang with. Watch who you fight, because this stuff will follow you, and you will not get that access to college all because of something you did in high school. Watch yourself. And a lot of these kids don't get that talk. They think, oh, they just going to expunge my record. It's a kid's record. Nah. The moment you try to get in college, they're going to be like, well, you got a couple of assaults on your record. We don't quite do that on this campus. That's how they do it, man. Frank, what's good, brother? What's good? Now, one of my sons, well, he's 21. He played soccer very well. He was like really good at soccer. He lived in Japan, and when he was young, he was probably about 8, 9, 10, somewhere in that area. He was playing against the Japanese national soccer team. That's how good he was. This kid was on the field with the Japanese national soccer team challenging them. Great. And then he ended up becoming a skateboarder. Now he's in college being a mechanical engineer, but he works for the Department of Defense. He's cybersecurity Department of Defense now. So that's my very smart kid, the 21-year-old. The 15-year-old is more like me. He's fun. But he's also really good at math and science. That's the football player. He's my Odell Beckham Jr. reincarnated. This kid, every team he's played on, he's done some amazing catches. Like even me, like after a while, I kind of got immune to how he catches the ball, because in the beginning I was just like, holy crap, this kid did not just catch. I mean, he could jump in the air, be laid completely backwards in the air, one hand the ball. And he's been doing it since he's been like 6, 7 years old. He's 15 now. He done caught so many Hail Marys. He won the championship a couple of years ago out here in Phoenix. A quarterback threw a Hail Mary. 5 kids jumped up. Somehow this kid came down with it. He's just one of them kids. And I was never that good at football. I was good at running, but I just didn't have the hands. I could play good defense. Like I could be there when the ball get there, but this kid got good hands. And I'm just like, I never understood it. It definitely didn't come from me. I'll tell you that. Maybe his mom got good hands and we don't know. I don't know. It didn't come from me. Like, shoot. Hey, all right, Thomas, my man. I'm glad you told me that. That way I don't get the cussing and everything. And you be pulling up at the stoplight and you see somebody sitting there, you be like, hey, are you listening to rap? No, I'm listening to my homeboy Jeff. I know he kind of got a mouth on him. No. See, that's what's up. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Rich, man. I would be a good running back. What up, Robert Reed? Hot facts, my man. Yeah, I would be a good running back because I was pretty quick, especially out the hole. I was like a short sprinter. I was always doing it. Wide receiver, I would catch 6 or 7 out of 10. I could do 6 or 7 out of 10. But if you're a wide receiver at certain levels, you need to be more like 9 out of 10. 6 or 7 out of 10 ain't cutting it. Not in college and pro. So it's like, yeah. Oh, okay. He just dropped the kids off from school. That's what's up. Man, hey, you got to be on daddy duty, brother. And I tell everybody out there, man, especially fathers, stay in your kid's life. Even if it's texting them, even if it's calling them, give them some insight, do something, stay in their life, because these young men have no guidance. And if we don't give them any guidance and lead by example and show them how to be a man, they just going to grow up being whatever the world shows them. And we know how that's going right now. What up, my man, Rob? State to state, roll call. He out there slanging them shirts right now, man. I know he's out there probably posted up. He's got some bad shirts. I'm like, I got it. Hey, it's a couple of your shirts, brother. I'm going to come get. I just got to find out where you actually set up at so I can swing through and chop it up with you. So, oh, man, the Dreamville. What? How well did you do at the Dreamville, man? Tell me. Please tell me, because it sucked out here in Phoenix. I didn't do too well in Phoenix, man. I didn't do too well. So, like I said, I made about $500 last weekend, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, we listen when we drive, listen when I go to sleep. The contents get absorbed all times of the day for sure. That's right, brother. Yeah, let me do like this. I mean, I'm gonna put Rob's up there. We listen while we drive, listen when I go to sleep, the contents get absorbed. And that's how I am, man. You know, when I was younger, I used to listen to music all the time, especially when I went to sleep. I would either play like the TV, I would watch the news sometimes, just go to sleep, let the news play as I fell asleep, and you kind of absorb that information. And so as I grew up, like people would be like, man, you spell very well, you speak very well, you this, because what you listen to and what you absorb becomes you at some point. It will start becoming you. That's why I tell people, watch who you listen to, watch what you listen to. Try to absorb greatness. If you absorb greatness, you can only become greater at whatever it is that you're trying to do. You can only be greater at it. When you start absorbing things that are leveled down, it starts dumbing you down. So it's not a lot of dumb shit I absorb. I just won't do it because I'm just not, it's not me. I know what I want to do with my life. So I try to go to different channels and different things that absorb something that I would rather aspire to be. And ain't none of us perfect. None of us know everything. So I listen to everybody. I'm always listening to other people because there's a point of view that you might want to, hear, and it could change your entire perception of something. And that's why I love hearing different points of views. But yep. All right. Yeah, Rob's on there. It's so true. Bam. Let me put your comment up, Rob. But it's so true. You have me in your kids' life, just like anybody else. Once you're gone, you never know you had a chance to me in their life again or even speak to them. That's right. And life goes fast. And I was just talking about that, Rob, man, how, here I'm sitting here at 50 years old. That's 365 days a year times 50 years. It's a lot you got to navigate in these streets. People don't realize how much danger is out there. And, when I meet young guys, they be like, oh, you ain't nothing but an old head. What's up, grandpa? I take that shit as a compliment because that means I'm so smart. I made it to this age. I know it's in these streets to the point to where I made it to this point. Call me an old head. And I hope one day you live long enough so somebody can call you an old head. Because we got a lot of people out there dying in their 20s before they even turn 30, before they turn 35. They'll never be called old head. And that's not a way to be. I want to be called old head. I want to be called grandpa. I want to have a long gray ass beard wearing overalls with, grandkids picking litter out my front yard. I want to be that old. Don't nobody want to die early. So I don't know what this infatuation is with people wanting to stay young forever to where they die young. That to me, that's stupid. That's counterproductive of life. That's looking for death. You wake up every day looking for death. I wake up looking to be older. I hope I can do 365 times another 50 years. But you got to navigate this shit right. You got to know how to make it through life. And it's not as easy as people think it is. You wake up, he said, damn old head, I must be... that must be a genius. 61. Yeah, brother. Hey, Frank, for you to navigate life, 61 years, 365 days. That's a lot of damn trouble. You kind of made it through to get to where you at. Think about it, man. All the car accidents, all the industrial accidents, people getting shot up at work, going postal, ex-boyfriend, girlfriend fighting and killing each other. Man, drugs, anything. So much can happen to you in a day. And here we are. You don't get, a hater don't kill you. An old friend or somebody, a jacker don't kill you. You still here. And it's hard to do, man, navigating and knowing when to say, I don't want to go there. Having the discipline to say, I don't want to go to that club. Come on, man. It's going to be fun, dog. Come on. Even my cousin Muhammad in St. Louis, he played football for Washburn when he was young. And him and Talmadge Graham, they was at Washburn, and they straight out of St. Louis. These is big dudes, you know what I'm saying? They big dudes at Kirkwood High. They linebackers. They get to Washburn. They out there, having a good time at Washburn, playing football at Washburn. Somebody shot my cousin Muhammad in the back, shot him in the spine, shot him in his back. Oh, he's good. He made it through. He got through the surgery. He's still living in St. Louis. He owns a construction company. He got, great kids, little athletic kids and everything like that. But it's the fact that he almost got killed in college. He got shot in the back by some haters, man. It's like, and that was the cousin I looked up to. When I was young, I wanted to be him. I was like, man, we used to call him Dude. His nickname was Dude. I'd be like, man, I want to be just like Dude, man. I want to be like Dude. His name is James Thornhill, but he's Muslim, so he's Muhammad now. But we was always like, man, I want to be like Dude. He didn't almost make it, man. That's where we come from. We come from a rugged ass upbringing. He didn't almost make it. So for us to be sitting here at this age and able to look back and people in the store walk up and call me old head, that shit makes me happy because I'm this age now. They don't know what I went through to get to this point. Call me old head. It's cool, brother. It's cool. I hope you get to be called old head one day. I hope. Because this shit ain't easy, man. Making it this far, it's not easy. But hey, that's life. That's life, man. Always get on my little rampage when it comes to shit like that. Because, man, people don't get it, man. We went through a lot to get here. But yeah, he says, I'm glad where I'm at in life now. I always say the white hairs have means wisdom, not old age. That's right. It's a lot of stuff we worried about to get to this point. And here we are, man. Here we are. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Frank's supposed to be 61. Yeah. Oh, Frank, yeah, you was telling me about that, man. You got stabbed in the back, missed my heart in my spine, and my aorta by a quarter of an inch, punctured my lung back in 1981. He said it was a miracle I lived. Yeah. Because, man, it's life is a challenge. And I would always, that's why I love being like, involved with my kids to the point to where if they need something, they can call me and ask me advice. I don't, they ain't got to hold nothing back. They could just say whatever they want to say to me because I was young. I made a lot of mistakes, seen a lot of mistakes. And I know as young boys, they're going to go through a lot of mistakes. So I don't hold nothing against them. And that opens the door for me. I tell them, you are two of the best sons I could have asked for because you're made for me. You're not perfect. You're a screw up, just like I'm a screw up. And I know how screw ups can turn out to be good later in life. You'll never be straight A students. You'll never be, valedictorians and all that. Don't worry about that. You are exactly the type of kids that a parent like me would need because I've been through some shit and you're going to be through it too. And that's why I like, the fact that my kids can talk to me about anything. They know to say, Dad, isn't that I smoked some weed yesterday? Cool. Shit, I smoked weed yesterday too, probably. I don't know. When I was little, I did the same shit. But I made it through it all because you got to do everything. And I tell my kids, I would rather you do shit while you young and you can bounce back from it than when you get older and you can't bounce back from it. Because you start, doing things when you get older, you start getting fired from jobs. You can't pay mortgages. You start getting cars repossessed. Do all that crazy shit while you're young. Get it out your system so you know how it is. And you don't have to do it no more. It's it. You're done. But he said, that's why I started packing heat. Yeah, exactly. Man, it's pretty rugged, man. It's pretty rugged. Like I said, for people to be drivers in this era, when we know it's a recession and people are stressed out and struggling, for us to, still be out here, it's courage. It's courage. And that's why, I got love for all these drivers out there. I'm always fighting for drivers. I'm always hoping for better pay. I salute when people make a lot of money. I'm always like, good shit, man. I'm glad you making good money this weekend. I'm glad you hitting these surges. I'm glad you hitting these bonuses because I know how hard it is in life in general. And for us to be in these streets every day, 10 hours, 12 hours, trying to make it back home to feed family. I don't knock no driver out there, man. I always give it up for my drivers. And I know people that used to drive before don't like us, and that's cool. You ain't gotta like us, but you can respect what we do because you've done it before and you know how it is in these streets. But for people to disrespect us, not respect who we are, then you just don't like us. So get off of our channels, get off of our pages. You just don't like us. That's all it is. You don't like us. And like, my man, I Am Design said a long time ago, and I've said it before, when people like you, they want to see you succeed. When they don't like you, they looking for you to fail. So that's how you can tell if somebody even likes you or not. Do they want to see you fail or do they want to see you succeed? For all the haters we got out there, I don't care about them because I know they don't like me. I don't give a shit if they like me or not. I really don't, because I'm going to still wake up and do everything I do every day to be as successful as I can be, knowing that they still going to hate me because all I'm going to do is keep succeeding. That's it. I'm not going to lose. So you got to just keep hating me. I don't know what to tell you. Just keep hating me. It's cool. I can't be hung up on trying to make somebody like me that don't like me. That's stupid. So let the haters hate. Like 50 Cent say, let the haters hate and let the money pile up. While you out there driving, make the best decisions you can make to make the most money you can make. That's all you can do. Set you a dollar per mile. Be like, I want this much per mile. Stick with it. It's hard. I declined a lot of stuff over the weekend because I knew we had the bikers in town, but Lyft and Uber was sending some stupid stuff. I mean, they were sending me 60 cents a mile. Lux was sending me barely over $1 a mile. I mean, it's stuff like 13 miles away or 13 miles total driving for like $15. And I'm like, no, I'm good. This is a Lux ride, not an Uber X ride. So I declined it. Don't sell yourself cheap. And what was it? Brother, trust me. Who can hate me? Oh, this is funny. A lot of people don't know this. Frank, you know this because you kind of told me about it. But there's I did a TikTok video like 2 days ago or something weird like that. A couple of days. It's funny because it was a thought that I had. So I did this TikTok video. And the TikTok video got like 300 something thousand views on it. I didn't intend it to do like that. And a lot of people are doing duets with it, like they can share it, but they're in the picture with me. I didn't intend on it going like that. And then Frank showed me that one of his buddies grabbed it and they put it on Twitter. So now the video I made on TikTok is on Twitter, and different people are sharing it on Twitter. And oh, a lot of people hate me. Trust me. A lot of people hate me. And I didn't want this, like I said, I love to keep this about rideshare. But since we talking about it, and I got general rideshare chat, I'm going to talk about it. A lot of people hate me because I'm a free thinker. I just so happened to be born to 2 Black parents. That's it. I was a ball of energy that came to this universe. And when I got here, I was wrapped in black skin. That's it. My life was never predetermined. I had no idea who I would be, what I would do. I was just a ball of energy that was happened to be born with black skin. So people automatically assumed I would be Democrat because I was black. They assumed it because just like Nixon and everybody else said, they assume you to already be a package deal when you're born. This is who you are. If you're born, you're going to be a rapper, a basketball player, a Democrat. They already got you. He said, yeah, man, them views, crazy. It's like 250,000 views on that thing. It's nuts. Diamond and Silk actually shared it. You know, the 2 women who support Trump that everybody hated for so long, they actually shared my video. Somebody doctored up the video, though. They made it a different video. It's not the same video I did. It's got all these effects to it. Man, it is so funny. But it's cool because I'm glad people are realizing that we're only humans. We're all our own independent ball of energy. That's what we are. You can't say because your skin is black, you have to be this type of energy because you were born to 2 Black parents, or because your skin is white, you have to be this form of energy. You can't be energy that thinks like this because your skin is black or your skin is white. You have to have the freedom. Oh, she passed away. Oh man, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's wild, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I saw it on their channel though. I saw it on their channel. Yeah, get the likes up. No, but this is and this is what I think about, politics. I think government should represent us. Like it should be who we are. Let's say we got a room of 10 people and we all think that we should go right. Say, hey, when we're going down the street, we all should go right. Okay, well, let's vote for one person that agrees that we should go. So 9 of us vote for the one person, and the one person says, I represent all 9 of y'all, so we're going to the right. Government should represent the group. We're now at a weird time where the government is controlling the group. The government doesn't represent the group. And I'm a free thinker enough to see that with my own 2 eyes, and I can look around and see none of us voted for the shit that's going on. Nobody would even in their wildest dreams vote for the craziness that we see going on. Nobody would. And you can't even tell me, oh, you'd vote for it because you're Republican, or you'd vote for it because you're Democrat. There's no way you would. No way. You cannot tell me you would vote to poison yourself and to poison your kids. You would not vote to poison yourself. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm going to vote to poison myself. No, there's control. Control. The Garage Live starts tomorrow at 6 p.m. Arizona time, 9 p.m. Florida time. So that's probably about maybe 6 p.m. LA time, probably. Yeah. I think me and Steven are on the same time. But yeah, man, exactly. The corporations, man, that's it. And I'm just a firm believer in, and we need to get this country back on track because a lot of us aren't making money because The money can't be made if the money doesn't exist. There's people getting laid off, corporations doing massive layoffs. There's insurance companies no longer insuring things. There's, governments no longer funding projects. But we're sending all of this money to all these countries all over the world, doing all of this stuff as if America's investing in other countries, as if we're scared to invest in America. I believe in myself. I believe in America. I believe in my neighbors next door. I believe in the people down the street. So why can't my tax dollars invest in people in America? I mean, there's people that need things, training, they need supplies, they need inventory, they need equipment. And that's all American investment that we could be doing. So why are we investing in other countries that places we'll never go? Like, I'll never go to, some of these places. Never will I ever go to like Ukraine and all these places. But that's where my money's going. So why are you sending my money to places where I'll never go without my consent? Nobody votes for stuff like this. But isn't it true that you vote for the person that control it? That's what the 9 people are about. So the 10 people in the class would vote for that one person. That one person should theoretically say, I represent these 9, so we're going to go to the right because these 9 want to go to the right. That's what you vote for. You're voting for a representative. You're not voting for a boss. Representatives work for you. They represent you. But the government has been jaded to where the government thinks they lead us. Like, we're going to lead you guys by making decisions that we want you all to do. Just like with that huge mandate ordeal that all the courts said, these mandates are unconstitutional. We had a government that was saying, you guys have to do this. And we were saying, we shouldn't have to do it. We should be allowed to do it if we choose to do it, because it's a sovereign life that I have. So with my sovereign life that I have, because I'm responsible for myself, if I choose to do it, that's one thing. But for you to force somebody to do it, that's something totally different. And there's nothing you should be forcing somebody else to do in a free country. Like, I can't force you to get a job. I can't say, hey, you have to work. You have to go get a job. What if you hit the lottery the day before and you got $2 million? Maybe you don't need a job. I can't force you to go get a job. You'd be like, I make income. I don't need a job. I'm good. But I'm the government and I'm forcing you to do something and you have to go do it. But I hit the lottery. I don't have to work no more. And that's the problem when you get a government that's so controlling over the people that the people don't even have a right to say things. I mean, the level of censorship, the level of you just having an idea. Let's say you have an idea and you would like to say your idea. When you live in a country where the government says you can't say that idea because you saying that idea will lead other people to think of that same idea. But what if it's a good idea though? What if it's a really good? But if the government says there are no good ideas, the only idea is what we deem as a good idea. So if we say these are the things that constitute good ideas, X, Y, Z, those 3 things constitute good ideas. But I'm thinking, okay, you say X, Y, Z, but I'm thinking of like A, B, C could be good ideas. Don't tell people A, B, C because we only represent X, Y, Z as good ideas. You should have the freedom of thought. You should be allowed to say ABC because you have the Constitution that was created a long time ago that says you have, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness or whatever. And if your happiness is being an idea generator, a consultant or something else, you say, hey, I just like this idea. The government says you can't say that because it's not an idea that we allow. That's censorship. That's control. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. Oh, yeah. Oh, they open up Pandora's box with the indictment. But I tell everybody like this. A lot of people don't know the history of this country. Indictments are just that. They're indictments. Arrests are just that. Arrests. Martin Luther King was arrested 29 times for trying to help people in America. Martin Luther King was sitting next to white people. He was sitting next to black people. He was sitting next to Asians, and he was doing everything he could possibly do to get this country on the right track to be good for everybody. And the government of this country did not like that. They arrested Martin Luther King 29 times. He was mugshot, fingerprint, all that. Go look it up. Go research it. I'm not sitting here making that up. Martin Luther King went to jail 29 times, to the point where JFK, the president at the time, I think he was the runner-up president. He was like a governor or something like that. JFK Jr. had to step in. And JFK Jr. said, let this man speak. We know the government is against what he's trying to do to the people. We know the government doesn't like Martin Luther King's ideas. We know the government doesn't like Martin Luther King giving people the strength to raise up against the established government. We know the government doesn't like that. JFK got killed. If the government don't want you to do something, trust me. Martin Luther King got killed. JFK got killed. Because when you try to bring people together, and there are people from all different backgrounds, not just one background, all different backgrounds are coming together, the government gets scared because that divide and conquer mentality is out the window now. People are starting to rise up because they see something and they go, wait a minute. If we all stick together, we can form a company together. We can do this and that together. Why not just do it together? I mean, I'm trying to pay my mortgage. You're trying to pay your mortgage. I don't care what skin color you are. I don't care what skin color you are. Then let's do it then. Let's do it. Government doesn't like that because there is no money if there's peace. There has to be money. There has to be a war, a race war, a war against drug, a war overseas. There's money and contracts for war. Whenever you deem something emergency, hey, there you go, brother. There you go. He's going to stop home with his wife real quick. She is so wonderful. There you go, Miss Schubeck. Yeah, but there's no money in war. I mean, wait a minute. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. All right, I make all my own shirts. I'll explain why. Well, let me put this website in here real quick. That's my website right there where I make all my shirts and stuff like that. But Wilson said there is actually more money in peace. This is the thing. If there was more money in peace, why wouldn't we have peace? Think about it. Because when you have a corporation that's feverishly trying to do something, trying to beat another corporation, they're going to give employees incentives and bonuses to beat this other company. So you got to get people on the grind to beat something. When you have a country that's in competition for power or something else, you got to keep, people motivated. Peace doesn't motivate anybody. This is peace. Sitting on the couch with your feet up, smoking a joint. You ain't got no worries. I ain't got no worries. You ain't got no worries. So when you ain't got no worries, you ain't got no motivations. And when you ain't got no motivations, don't shit get done. War is a state of mind. You can go kill somebody in war. It could be a biological war. It could be an information war. War gets things going. But see, like you said, that's lazy. That's not peace. Peace is when, let's say, like right now in my neighborhood is pretty peaceful. Like nobody fights nobody here. This is peaceful. Nobody fights nobody. Nobody does anything. But that means nobody's selling our houses. None of us are selling houses. So we're not generating money for anybody because ain't nobody here getting rid of our houses. Everybody's content. Everybody's happy. We don't want nobody coming in and infiltrating our peace and doing nothing. You can't sell us no bullshit in my neighborhood. We don't want nothing. We've got everything we need here. So in order for you to sell us something, you've got to create some type of issue. Whether it's, hey, your yard doesn't look nice, the street doesn't look nice, your driveway's tearing up, your roof is jacked up. You've got to create some type of momentum to screw up what we got going on here. So there's no money in this neighborhood because you can't sell us shit. You can't sell us nothing here. Was that the fairing rules of acquisition? Peace is good for business. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. At any time, there's 10 to 12 conflicts going on around the world. Oh, there's constantly conflicts going on around the world. We just don't see it on our news because, like in China's constantly got human rights violations and issues going on. You got things going on like, up in Ireland and all these places. Something is always going on in this world, always going on. Even skirmishes within certain countries, you got stuff going on. You got Venezuela always jumping off. You got, cartel stuff going off in certain parts. There's always something going on around the world, always. So there will never be constant peace. There's always going to be war somewhere. And say you don't have more money because you don't you have more money because you don't have to buy anything. But that's Wilson. That's the thing. If I have a lot of money and I'm not spending it and I'm not allowing somebody to sell me nothing, there's no economy. There's no economy. Economy is the movement of money. Peace doesn't allow the movement of money. Peace is where you're just sitting. And now they got the government is looking at this new currency coming out where the money and the currency that's coming out has a timeline. You won't be able to save money now. You've got to spend it before it expires. Because if you don't spend money, you don't keep economy moving. Peace doesn't keep economy moving. Peace is chilling. Peace is ain't nobody doing nothing. Peace is just being comfortable in what you are. So in order to move money, you've got to create a need for something. Just like when they say, let's say, when people be like, oh, defund the police, defund the police. That's going to be a ceasement of activity, which increases, in my opinion, increases crime. So once crime increases, people are going to spend more on security. They're going to spend more on weapons and firearms. They're going to spend more on things that police used to keep the peace. Like you have a peace officer. The peace officer, if you get rid of all the peace officers, you got to spend a lot of more money to maintain your peace now because you want to be in peace. Peace, there's nothing going on. There's no movement of anything. It's just peaceful. It's peace. War, controversy, all that moves things. That creates economy. And that's what, it's like a lot of people, if I'm comfortable with my cars and I'm not buying cars anymore, I like my car. I don't want a new car. I'm going to keep it for the next 30 years. I'm at peace with my car. I don't want a new car. Salesman can't sell me a new car. Bank can't sell me a loan. I can't buy anything that another car manufacturer is producing because that car manufacturer is like, hey, Jeff, we want to sell you a Tesla. I'm like, I don't want a Tesla. I like my gas car. Well, we're getting rid of all gas cars. It's a war against climate change. Climate change creates economy, a movement of money. Because if we're at peace with the climate and we cool with it, then we're like, hey, we're cool with the climate. We're cool with how everything's going. But first thing they do is say, no, we're not cool with the climate. What we're going to do is make everybody go out and get Teslas and say combustion engines are bad. So now everybody with a combustion engine has to get rid of their car. And not a lot of people are at peace with that. Not a lot of people want that. They want to keep their combustion engine, the 57 Chevy, the 87 Cadillac. They want to keep those. Those are, classics. But you're going to force us to go buy Teslas now. That's war pretty much. It's the movement of peace into a realm where people can't be comfortable anymore. And you just keep doing it. Yeah, you're right. 75% of the U.S. is built on things buying we don't need. And that's why most things are geared toward the young. You're right. Like me, like my phone, this is a $200 phone. I've had this phone for like 2 years. It's a $200 phone. It does everything I want to do. I even can upgrade the memory in it. So I upgraded the RAM. I got 100 gigs of storage space on it with this little chip I put it in and stuff. I don't need a new phone. But because I'm at peace with it. I'm at peace with my phone. Can't nobody sell me shit. I'm at peace with it. I went and got like a little 100 gig chip. I put my 100 gig chip in there. Now it went from a 16 gig to 116 gig phone. So I don't need a new phone. But when you get the kids involved, you need to sell them stuff. So you keep telling them they need stuff. They need this, they need that. And it's like, that's how you create economy. Keep forcing people to buy shit they don't really need. They're not at peace. Nobody's at peace with an iPhone 6. Because now you got an iPhone 13 or a 14, and that's what you want. You're not at peace with what you had. So if you're at peace with everything, peace eliminates economy. So you can't have peace. Because once you have peace and you're comfortable, economy's dead. That's it. It's no economy. You're done. So Yes, my car costs 20 cents to move a mile. Tesla costs like 2 cents. Exactly. But the price of a Tesla versus the price of your car is different. And you can blow an alternator and probably go to AutoZone and get it. But you screw up a Tesla, you ain't going to AutoZone to fix no Tesla. No, you're going to the Tesla factory and coming off 16 G's. That's what you're going to do with a Tesla. So I'd rather go to AutoZone and buy a $120 alternator and throw it on my Jeep than me have to come up with $16,000 because the battery pack went out. It's just how you choose to spend your money. You either going to spend it on fuel and parts and all that, or you're going to spend it on one big battery thinking, oh man, it only cost me 2 cents to move it. That's cool. He says, order a Tesla from Uber and sit in the back seat. You'll see what I mean. What is that? Toyota's going with hydro technology. Tesla suck. So they're going with the hydrogen technology, right? Because I know we got a couple of companies right now doing hydrogen. We got Nikola and somebody else is doing hydrogen right now. Yeah. Well, see, it says we're getting rid of combustion. Thomas says we should get rid of our combustion engines anyways because we're pissing our money away with them. The only reason why we're pissing our money away with combustion engines is because of the expense. I mean, I could say I'm pissing my money away buying a dozen eggs right now. I might just go buy me a chicken because a dozen eggs right now costs me like $7-8 when it should cost like $1.19. So we're only pissing money away because the level of our money is not worth shit. It's not, the dollars aren't worth anything. So it feels like this phone cost me $200. The exact same technology for 2023 probably costs about $300, $100 more for the exact same level of utility. That's where our money is going. Our money is only worth 66% of what it was. It's not worth as much as it was. $200 is a good 100%. The rest, nah. Yeah, you're right. Go buy a chicken. Exactly. Go buy a chicken and go get you a refinery or something. Yeah, that's right. Only the real you get it. You get it. Capitalism is never at peace. Just like I said, you always got a corporation that says we need to be better than our competitors. So what do? They give you bonuses. They give you spiffs. They do this and they do that. They keep the economy moving. Thank you. Capitalism will not allow you to have peace. Peace means you're not spending money. If you ain't spending money, ain't nobody making money. It's just you're flat. Peace is flat. Capitalism keeps it from being flat. That keeps the money going. But it's like, I don't know. Yeah, we have some other freedoms other countries don't have. Just got to work all the time. And I believe we got to work all the time because we've pledged so much money to different establishments around this world, different organizations and unions and groups. We've pledged so much money. The American taxpayer will be working until we 75, 80 years old, putting money into the tax system to ensure that everything that we've been pledged on, this is on our backs. And then it'll be on our kids' backs. Then it'll be on their kids' backs. And pretty soon, nobody's going to own anything. Everybody's going to be renting everything because nobody can afford to own anything. There'll be no equity in anything. Everything will be getting up and going to work to make sure you cover what's already been pledged. It's a huge debt just hanging over this country right now. A huge debt hanging over this country. Somebody's got to pay it back. Somebody got us in this debt, and somebody has to pay it back. When you pledge all that money towards something, it's not free. You can't say, hey, we're going to pledge $6 trillion towards the health care of Americans via buying vaccines from these 3 companies. That's $6 trillion. Somebody has to pay that $6 trillion back. We can't just arbitrarily just say, hey, we don't like this vaccine, so we're not paying for it no more. The deals have been signed already by people bigger than us. The deals have been signed. There's no renegotiate. We try to renegotiate deals all the time, but a lot of negotiations fall apart because the leaders we have are too weak to negotiate. They don't know how to renegotiate a deal. So the American back, my back, your back, is driving, working 2 jobs to pay off deals that we never voted for. We would have never voted for this stuff in a million years. But yet we vote, we got to pay it back because somebody else decided we're going to do it. And we're going to give 10% of this deal to the big guy. Trust that. Exactly. And imagine if the American government said, instead of giving all of this money to pharmaceutical companies, trillions to pharmaceutical companies, we're going to give trillions of dollars to people to teach them to eat better. We're going to buy better groceries for people. We're going to pay for gym memberships for everybody. Everybody gets a free gym membership right off the bat. Free gym membership, we'll pay for it. You just go into the gym. Gym got you covered. Don't worry about it. You're done eating fast food. No more soda. No more building up, clogging your arteries, messing up your heart. We're going to get everybody super healthy so we ain't got to worry about people collapsing and dying. Imagine if we did that with the 100 billion, or we did that with the trillions and trillions of dollars. We actually looked out for the American people. Imagine that. That's a lot of money to be given away just to inject you with something that ain't helping you at all. That's a lot of damn money to give away for something that's going to have you injected, and all of a sudden you've got myocarditis, or you've got pericarditis, or you've got some kind of ailment to where you shaking and you can't stop shaking. That's a lot of money to give away. But that's how you also build an economy, because now look at the healthcare economy. Look at the symptom reduction economy. Look at the, pharmaceutical economy. People are buying pills and taking pills they've never had to take their whole lives. They created a whole new economy with what they did. It's a whole new economy with what they did. So I don't know. Like I said, some people, aren't looking at the bigger picture. They're looking at, a blade of grass going, hey, this blade of grass is smoking, but it's a forest fire right behind them. And I tell people, Trump is that little blade of grass. He's nothing in the scheme of everything we're dealing with right now. But he's somebody who would be like, hey, y'all, look behind you. Look at the forest fire behind you. They don't like that. They don't want nobody to tell us to look behind us at the fire behind us. They just want to be like, oh, look at this little grass right here. Look at this blade of grass. I'm not worried about that blade of grass. I'm worried about the forest fire building up behind us. And what are we going to do about it? Because that's what really matters in our lives. That's what's going to keep us with more money in our pockets. So like Frank said, you don't got to, work every week, 60 hours a week just to keep your head, above water. That's no way to live, man. That's no way to live. And a lot of people are living like that right now. And they think that's life. They've been indoctrinated to think, ooh, I got to get 2 jobs. Ooh, I got to get 3 jobs. But the people who are creating all these policies don't have 2 and 3 jobs. Some of them don't even go to the job they do got because they just living off of our tax dollars. They living off of our fear of us going broke. So they like, oh, you better keep working hard. You're going to get evicted. You better keep working hard or you're going to lose that car. Well, the interest rate is too high. The interest rate is so high because of the way the economy is set. And the economy is set this way because there weren't policies put into place where everybody's finagling with this money. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And a lot of us, we're not really paying attention to the bigger picture, that we're going to die broke, in debt, and our kids are going to have to assume all of the debt that we couldn't pay, whether it's on our house or on our car, if they want to keep those assets. If they don't want to keep those assets, they can just let them go. Because they say, oh, this was in your dad's name. Now we're going to put it in your name, but you don't get your dad's interest rate. Your dad's interest rate is 4%. Your interest rate is 14%. So the kid going to be like, I'm not paying 40% interest on that. My dad was only paying X amount of dollars a month for that. So you're telling me I got to pay almost 3 times a month, 3 times the amount to keep it? You can have it. Forget it. And that's how it's going to work. That's how the debt's going to, everybody's going to be giving up everything and nobody's going to own anything. Everybody's going to be like, I don't want that. Don't need it. I'll just rent or I'll just get it from somewhere else because it's too expensive. And that's how we're trapped right now. Like I got a lot of friends that say the same thing. They say, man, America's in a bad shape right now. Because other countries show how America is. The other countries show how America is. America won't show because we have media that's run by people who are paid by political parties. And they're getting money from, just like when they put that big thing out when Bill Gates was funding all these news stations. And as soon as you turn on the news, it says, this brought to you by Pfizer. This brought to you by Moderna. They were paying all these media companies to give us the news. So if they're paying people to give us information, trust me, the information you're getting is going to benefit them, not you. They ain't giving you information to benefit you. They're giving you information that's going to benefit them. And the truth might not benefit them. Start going to kind of work their way around the truth a little bit just to keep you motivated enough. Like you said, it's like Only the Real said, it's to create a new generation of slaves. And we're going to be, right now, there's a lot of mental slavery going on right now. And I say mental slavery because the moment like I said, I was a ball of energy when I was born, just so happened to be born to 2 black parents, which made my skin black, but that does not make me a Democrat automatically. But a lot of people were automatically saying, well, I'm black, so I'm Democrat. Even Joe Biden says, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. Because he thinks if you're born to 2 black parents, even though you're a ball of energy, your skin is black, so it automatically makes you a Democrat. Even they say that. That's mental slavery to me. You're not born into bondage. You're not born on the plantation. You're born where you can think freely and say, you know what? I want to be someone who operates under the capitalist system. What do I have to do? You got to get good credit. Okay, I get good credit. Then you get lower interest rates. Okay, now invest your money and create a company and make it. Okay, I'm going to do that. That's a Republican mindset. Now, a Democrat mindset is, all right, we're going to put you in school and we're going to teach you these things. And when you get out, you're going to be able to get a great job. We're going to give you 2 jobs, actually. And with those 2 jobs, make sure you do this and make sure you do that. We're going to also kind of help you with your rent and your mortgage or whatever. We're going to give you, some Section 8 to kind of help you out a little bit. And we're going to give you this little food card. It's an EBT card. We're going to help you out so you don't feel so stressed out about food. They don't want you to elevate too high. There's a ceiling. And if you go through that ceiling, you're not a Democrat no more because you figured it out. And you're like, holy shit, I just broke through the ceiling of poverty. I don't feel like I fit with a Democrat now. And it's like that for white, for black, Asian, Hispanics. I know Hispanics that got multi-million-dollar HVAC companies. They're grossing so much money. They got fleets of people working for them, just like the guy whose truck I was working on. If I showed you his front yard, this motherfucker got a 2023 F2 2500, some crazy big ass truck. He's got about 6 big ass trucks. And he lives around the corner from him. This dude is like, he is like Hispanic guy. Swear to God, if he walked into the store, you probably look at him and be like, he's probably a Democrat. This dude is a capitalist. This dude makes bank. This dude works every day. There is no part of welfare in his vocabulary. This dude hires people. And when I see him, you can only have respect for him because I know how he's living. I know he's hiring people. I know he's taking care of families. He paid me. That helped me because I'd be having slow ass days. He paid me. He could have took it to a shop. He paid me to fix his truck. And I'm like, dude, I appreciate that because you looking out for my family now. Shit, you taking money that you're charging people for what you do and you giving it to me. You helping me now. I can't help but respect you, man to man, for real. And that's how Republicans think. Like, I don't want to carjack nobody. I don't want to steal from nobody. I see people with nice stuff. I don't want to take shit from nobody. I don't want to rob a rapper. I don't want to do shit like that. I like good business. I'm like a Republican. I like good business. And I'm just like, man, I can't see myself. He said, I didn't leave the Democratic Party left me. That's real, man. And you're right, Thomas, man. You're right, brother. You're right. This ain't about sides no more, man. We're Americans. There's an energy about us. There's an energy when you were born on this soil. It doesn't make a difference who your parents are. You just so happen to be born and your parents, but you still energy. Your skin color don't matter. You're energy and you're an American source of energy. And you got to harness that power of capitalism, that power of freedom. You got to harness that power. Get off the plantation thinking, well, somebody got to take care of me. Somebody got to take care of me because I'm tired of not having nothing. I want an iPhone 16. Somebody got to take care of me. That's plantation mentality. Because on a plantation, they couldn't own land. They couldn't. They were allowed to use a section of the land. And that's where the barn was or the house was. They would farm some of the area for food for them. They said, okay, it wasn't stores they would go to get. No, you guys get a few chickens, you get some hogs, you get a little plot of land, you grow your own food over there, but you're farming all my fields for my family. You busting your back every day for what's up at the big house. But you got your own little bit over here. So after you finish with me and providing for the big house, you can go back to the barn and you can provide for your family now. We don't do that no more. We need to get off that plantation because I'm sick of working hard every day so we can send money to other countries to make sure that they're okay. Hey, say your evening prayer, brother. Say your evening prayer. I know how it is, man. I know how it is, brother. Just like Tom said, the more I look at the left and the right, the more I realize that I'm not either one altogether. That's it, brother. Hey, sometimes, man, you're just energy, man. You're energy. And you look at everything. Because I think if you're too right or you're too left, you don't see either. Because you're too focused on being on one side and the other. You won't even sit at the table of discussion. I was married to a Democrat before, and I was Republican when I married, and everybody was like, "You married a damn Democrat? What the fuck?" Because we got along. We had issues, yeah, but it wasn't anything to do with politics. It was just life shit. But I could sit across the table. We could discuss politics, policies, whatever the fuck. It wasn't nothing. And people be like, "How do you fall in love with somebody and marry somebody that's not even in the same political party as you?" Because life is bigger than politics. You should be able to sit across the table from somebody and discuss something with them, whether or not they're Republican or Democrat. If you cannot sit across the table and discuss something with somebody, then you fucked up. It ain't got nothing to do with politics. You're a fucked up person. So I can sit and talk to anybody. But the moment I talk to most Democrats, especially if they're black Democrats, the first thing I hear is, "Uncle Tom, you a coon." But these same motherfuckers are using cell phones built by white people. Using the internet built by white people, probably sitting in an apartment complex ran by white people. But you calling me and Uncle Tom, motherfucker, you living on a plantation. All this shit don't even belong to you. It belongs to somebody else. And you calling me Uncle Tom because I choose to have discussion with white people? I can discuss things with white people. I can discuss things with Hispanics. I can discuss things with Asians. I can discuss things with black people. I'm not so black that I don't see any other thing other than black. That's blind. That's walking around in the fucking dark. If all you see is blackness, you walking around in the dark because there's a lot of information out there that's going right over your head. You ain't even getting it. You ain't getting it. So I'm one of them cats though. And I'm an easy to talk to person, but people have to understand when you discuss with me, I'm going to give you facts and I'm going to give you information and you can spit facts and information back at me. And if your shit's illogical, I'm going to say why the logic is off. I had a discussion the other day with this guy, and I was telling him about how, America, like, I'm a big history dude, love history. So I said how, the Southern Democratic Party did not want to lose slavery because they had free labor. They had cheap labor. The Southern Democratic Party did not want to have to farm all this land and do all this shit on their own, raise their kids. All of a sudden, now they had to raise their kids. They had to learn how to cook now. They had to learn how to do shit now. The Southern Democrats weren't ready for slavery to end. It was too much work to be done by these black folks. Way too much work that was being done. So they fought a civil war. You can go around all over the country and you see Civil War statues everywhere. Those Civil War statues were Confederates. They were Democrats. They took all that shit down. And Republicans were like, no, leave it up. Leave all these statues up. Leave it up so black people can really see who you motherfuckers are. Leave them up. And they didn't. The Democrats are like, no, we're tearing all this down. We don't want this is like a slap in the face to black people. It is a slap in the face to black people, especially black people who claim to be Democrats. It's a slap in the face to them because their ancestors were the ones that were enslaved by your ancestors. And you never let them off the plantation. You even fought to keep them on the plantation. And to this day, you go to any hood, and those hoods don't look like my neighborhood. I live in a neighborhood with black, white, Hispanic, Asian. Everybody's in my neighborhood. But you go to a predominantly black neighborhood, I feel bad because I came from that. How did I come from something back in 1973 all through the 80s and shit, and it still looks exactly the same? It's the same hood. Ain't nothing changed. All them votes, all them taxes, all that money, and ain't nothing changed. But where I live, it's different from where I come from because I changed. I used to hang around Democrats all the time because I was young. I was black. I thought, well, I'm a small ball of energy. I'm born to two fucking black parents. My skin is black, so that must make me Democrat just by default. No, we ain't computers. We got brains. We got brains. Grubhub acceptance 96%, baby. We got brains. And so we sit up there and we say, this is what we're going to do. Man, who the hell is this? These things here. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. That's kind of weird. I don't know who this person is right here. I don't know who that is, but I just blocked him. This 38-year-old something. I have no idea who these people are. Yeah. So all I did was just block them. I don't know who these people are, so I just blocked them and shit. Yeah, I have no idea. I hate when people do that shit. I don't know who these. I'm trying to like. Well, I think I blocked them, but they still probably sitting there. Who knows? Whatever. But I thought you was at 96%. Oh, you said 86. All right. Yeah, but no, but like I said, I speak to everybody, man, because I believe if we can't sit down as people who are just born in this nation to become energy or whatever, we are not going to make it anywhere. We're not. And we should be able to put all the facts on the table, not just sporadically put facts that only we want to hear about. Like I said, some shit in life, like what I learned in management, I was a corporate guy a long time, is you got to pick your battles. Know how to pick your battles. Every battle is not made to be fought. Just because you see something don't mean you got to go after it. And I think, especially with Trump, they're picking the wrong battles with this dude. But you have to prioritize your fights. Let's say somebody walked in late, but that person has certain information that is for the meeting. Get that information from them for the meeting. And you handle the meeting, you handle the everybody in there, you answer all the questions, do everything. After the meeting is done, then you pick your battle. You say, hey, what happened, man? Why was you running late today? What the hell? But you don't stop in the middle of the meeting to be like, excuse me, everybody, this person just walked in late. Let me go and I need to take them to HR and have the discussion real quick. No, wrong. Horrible timing. Time management is critical. Picking your own battles, picking the right battles at the right time is critical. And I know people be like, well, it's this and this is what it is. I'm sure it is. I get it. But you got to grow up a little bit and you've got to now say we need to categorize big problems versus little problems. And we need to take care of things that are big problems and put the little problems over there and say, that's not really a problem we need to worry about right now. I know you're running late. Cool. We'll talk about it later, but I need these documents so we can finish this presentation right now. That's it. But when you come from an era of the media painting pictures of people that every time they don't tie their shoe, oh, I didn't tie my shoe. Oh, we need to have a talk about why you didn't tie your shoe. It's like, so? It's a blade of grass and it's a forest fire behind you. We're worried about the forest fire, not the little grass in front of us. But some people are so quick to be distracted with the little stuff. Oh, you just did this. Oh, you just dropped a sheet of paper on the floor. Just because you dropped a sheet of paper don't mean you're littering. You probably just dropped it because it slipped out of your hand. Oh, you're littering because you dropped a sheet of paper on the floor. I need to call. We're going to fine you. And they create this huge ordeal over something that's so minor because it's a distraction. They want to fire you from the company. So they're going to say you're littering on the conference floor when it just a sheet of paper fell out of your hand, but you're littering on the conference floor and that's against company policy. And we're going to fire you and you're out of here and we're writing you up. And they create this huge ordeal for nothing. And that's why I tell people, man, pay attention to the motivations of the people making the accusations. What are their motivations first? Because if you don't know what if their motivations is just to clean something up or to be clear about it or handle a misunderstanding, that's one thing. But if you know what their motivations are to demolish somebody, to destroy somebody, to minimize somebody, we've all sat in the courtroom. Well, many of us have sat in the courtroom for divorce. We know what it feels like to hear lies. We know what it feels like for somebody trying to destroy your character, to paint a picture of you just so they can get more out of the situation than what you get out of the situation. We've all been in custody court. We all go through custody battles. We hear all the lies. Oh, well, yesterday he brought his girlfriend to the child pickup, and when he brought his girlfriend, and she's actually a stripper. In 1985, she was a stripper, and I don't want my son around no stripper because she might start stripping again. And people do that shit. They do that shit. They start picking these little tic-tac battles and doing little random weird shit because their motivation is to get you to lose custody so they can have custody. They ain't thinking about the kid. It ain't about the betterment of the kid. They care less about the kid. It's about how can I destroy this person? What can I do to destroy? Oh, tell the judge his girlfriend used to be a stripper in 1986. Got it. You're going to get custody on that. And that's what it is. They do that kind of shit. And this is what they do in politics. They're taking little minor shit that's nothing. It has nothing to do with anything that we have to deal with every day when I open that door or close that door. Nothing I have to do. But if I have to walk out that door and wear a fucking mask and have a vaccination card and do all this crazy shit, that's the problem I have. I don't want to do all of that because it messes up my ability to make money. Now I can't pick up passengers. I can't do this. I can't go places. I can't go get food. That's a much bigger problem. That affects me. I'm worried about what affects me. So I'm not one of those people that's going to sit up there every day and penny pinch problems all the time just because I want to defeat or beat somebody. I don't really want to beat anybody. I'm not really like that. Damn, 28%. I'm one of those people that believe that if I focus more on myself and I focus more on what I can do to better my life, I don't have to worry about putting somebody else down. I don't got to worry about putting the next person down because I'm worried about building me up. And so I don't like in politics when instead of them building up America and building up people and having something to say, hey, we built this up, they'd rather spend that time, effort, energy, money to tear somebody down. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy, a waste of effort, a waste of focus, a waste of direction of this country. It's a complete waste. And I'm one of those people that I don't like. I'm an accountant. I'm efficient. I know what bullshit looks like because that's what we do as accountants. We trim all the bullshit out to keep the good stuff there so we know how to run it more efficiently. But like I said, using the kids as a pawn in their little war game is an expendable. It's disgusting. And how often do we see that? Because Thomas is never about trying to make it better for the kid. They could say, I want to make it better for the kid. I can make, okay, well, it's going to be better for the kid, woman, because you're working 2 jobs right now. And the dad is doing okay because he's with a woman who has a really good job. So each one of them only work 3 hours a day. But the lady working two jobs, no, I want my kid with me. That dude, blah. And they're going to do everything they can to paint that dude as the worst person on this planet and have this kid stressed out every day in daycare centers, with friends, with relatives, with cousins. The lady ain't never around because she's working the whole time. She's always working. But this kid could be with his dad who's only working 2-3 hours a day. But instead, the dad is sitting around like, well, the courts sided with her because they said my girlfriend was a stripper in 1986 and they don't know if she's going to start stripping again. And they kind of made me look like a bad judgment of character. Like, I don't know how to pick a woman. And this woman is pretty smart. She did it to get through college. Now she's, she's a anesthesiologist or something now. Who knows what she does? But people just want to beat on each other and they don't worry about the whole issue, the problem. What are we trying to fix? I don't care about who you're trying to destroy. What am I trying to fix? That's what I'm worried about. And so, that was my whole thing when I put that video out. It's only a minute-long video. It was a minute. But I think in that 1 minute, I think people kind of realize that I'm a big picture type of person. I've been through divorce courts. I've been through custody courts. I know what it's like to attack a person to make somebody look like something just so you can win something. I know what it's like because I've lived it. I've been through it. So I know people aren't above it. I know court systems aren't above it. I know politics ain't above it. So all of these people playing this game, it's wasting people's time. A lot of people didn't make it this far. A lot of people are dead right now because of games that got played. Because when people sat in front of Congress and lied, saying, no, we don't fund stuff like that. That's illegal. What are you talking about? We wouldn't fund anything like that. That's stupid. We wouldn't fund gain of function research. We wouldn't do that. That's stupid. That's illegal. We wouldn't do that. To find out that they did it. Not only did they do it, but they covered it up in countless emails, got people super sick, knowing where it came from, knowing it was engineered, knew what the solution was to it, but said, we don't want to give the solution. Instead, we're going to use this as an opportunity. If you look at all the videos in the news in 2020, early 2020, the word opportunity comes up in everybody's interview. We're going to use this opportunity as a way to introduce universal flu vaccine technology. We're going to use this as an opportunity you hear that all the time. I'm not making this shit up. Go back, look at any video from early 2020. Everything's about, we're going to use this as an opportunity. We're going to use this as an opportunity. It was a creation to create an opportunity. They told us right to our faces. A lot of people still want to, no, that's not true. Cool, it's not true. That's cool. If you think it's not true, then that's what you think. And I tell people, believe what you want to believe. Because I'm not here to force nobody to believe anything. Like, I didn't want them to force me to believe that me taking a shot was better than me already being sick already and being better. Don't force me to try to believe that what I'm saying is not true. I was sick in December 2019. I got better. By the time March 2020 came around, I found out what it was. I was like, holy crap, I already had that already. I'm all better. I'm good. Because I've still been around a lot of people. My son was around me the whole time and he didn't get sick. Everything's cool. Boba's a female. So, and that's the thing, man. It was just like, I didn't want to be one of those people that forced other people to believe what I thought, because I don't like mind control. I'll give you information and you have the freedom to digest that information, to say what you want to do with that information. If you say, Jeff, I like what you're showing me, I like the information and everything, but it's not for me. It's not for me. Cool. See you. But if you say, Jeff, it's not for me. Well, if it's not for you, then you're out of a job. Not only are you out of a job, but you can't rent a place in this. And not only that, you got to give me your car keys, because you can't have, and we're going to probably take custody of your kids since it's not for you. That's not a decision right there. That is coercion. That's force. That's duress. That's stressing people out. That's controlling people. And that wasn't cool. That we never got an apology for none of that. None of us ever got an apology for that whole period of time. And I'm a person that like, just like Thomas says, we just have to agree to respect each other. Exactly. Because I'm one of those people that will respect you. If you say, you know what, it's not for me, cool, it's not for you. That'll work. Because I gave y'all the information and you took the information and just decided it wasn't the direction you wanted to go. I have to respect that. I have to respect that. I can't disrespect that and say, well, because you don't do what I'm telling you what to do, blah, 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 blah. That's control. That's not respect. And I think we dealt with a regime that was very controlling and very disrespectful of Americans. Very disrespectful of Americans. Disrespectful of our opinions, disrespectful of our freedoms, disrespectful of our rights, and disrespectful of the information that we had. And we said, this doesn't seem right. Logically, it doesn't seem right. Because what you're telling me is that I could take the shot, I'm protected, but I'm not protected from that person because that person didn't take the shot. That to me sounds like bullshit, because I'm a very logical person. If you tell me I'm protected, then nobody else has to take one because I'm good. And that's how natural immunity worked for me, because like I said, I had the shit already and I was driving people around doing everything. You never heard of a million goddamn dead Uber drivers nowhere. And we all had the shit. We was all coughing and panting, everything else. And we all didn't die. But it's like, you kept hearing about people at the hospital dying, but never people on the streets. Now everybody on the streets fucking dying and collapsing. It's like the shit's exactly reverse of what it was, but it became reverse of what it was after something happened to reverse that. Something reversed it. Exactly, Frank. It came out in, I think, August of 2019 was the first case. August 2019 was the first case. It was highly, whatever they call it. When you get it, you can pass it to people all the time. So it was highly contagious. That's what I'm looking for, contagious. So it was highly contagious. And there were a lot of people flying around the world still with a highly contagious gain of function created virus. A lot of us had it and didn't even know we had it because they said it was symptom free. They said it was so symptom free that they had to take your temperature to say, well, maybe you got it and you don't know it. Let me take your temperature. They had temperature monitors walking in buildings. Well, you probably got it and you don't even know it. A lot of people had it and didn't know it because our systems were strong enough to fight it. A lot of people had it and had no idea they had it. They probably sneezed a couple of times and coughed one day and the next day it was fine because their immune system was so strong it didn't make it. Communicable. That's it. Communicable. Yeah, exactly. We picking up all these people, man. All these people we're picking up. And I'm like, I'm not dying. I've already had it. I'm good. And that was before the mandates for masks even came out. We were still driving people around to the airports every day. We was all over the place. And you never heard a ton of rideshare drivers just dropping dead. And we were around more people than even nurses. Nurses go to the hospital, they work around 8 patients, 10 patients, maybe 12 patients. We were doing 60 people a day. 60 people a day we were doing with no mask on, cruising around in the middle of winter with the windows up and the heat blasting and shit like that. And we didn't have a whole bunch of dead rideshare drivers. It didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. So, like I said, we use that logic to keep us alive. Because when they started passing out this free shit, I mean, they wouldn't give a kid insulin for free. Kid could be on the ground about to die. They're going to bill you for it before they inject this kid. Well, do you got medical insurance? My kid is about to die, man. He needs insulin. What type of insurance do you carry? My kid's about to die, man. Give him a shot. Can't give you a shot until I know what type of coverage you got. They would sell you insulin before they just gave it to you. But this shit, they gave it to you for free. It was like, hey, come on over here. We'll give you the shot of this shit. That just didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense. Because a lot of people were making billions and trillions of dollars off that shit. We had people that were invested into it, heavily invested into it. So they were getting returns on their investments. So they were using tax dollars to give to everybody all over the world that was invested into these pharmaceutical companies. Because we didn't have to pay for it. I never saw anybody, heard anyone say, man, I got billed for a damn COVID shot yesterday. Never heard nobody say that because it was free. It was all free. But was it? Because, like I said, we got to pay for it somehow. All these tax dollars, all these wire transfers out. That was a whole bunch of money just going to companies that, you know, they wouldn't give us insulin, but they would give us that shit for free. And now that everybody's got all these medical bills, they're not paying your medical bills. They're like, oh, well, we're going to give you all these medicines and your insurance will cover all these medicines. But I never took this medicine before. I don't worry about it. It'll be good for you. Don't worry about it. We never got the apologies. And that burns my ass right there. We never got apologies for being, you know, having common sense. We didn't have to be experts to know shit. Every expert I know, nobody even says the word expert no more because they gaslit everybody and bullshit people. Yeah, we paid a lot of small businesses that were going under. A lot of people had businesses that went under. Businesses they had for like 10, 15, 20 years just went under. But we don't even use the word expert no more. The word expert is so watered down. It's the mutt. The word expert is like the mutt of the English language now. Because when somebody says, yeah, I'm an expert in, I don't trust shit you say just for the fact that you said you was an expert. You was better off not even saying you was an expert. The moment you said you was an expert showed me that you only believe some shit that you don't know nothing about because you're going to tell me something different 2 days from now. You're an expert today. 2 days later, well, the science has changed. 3 days later, the science has changed. Well, you're an expert, but I called this shit on Monday. And now on Friday, you finally agreeing with what the shit I said on Monday was. Does that make me an expert? No, it means I got common sense. So expert, the moment I see expert after somebody's fucking name, I don't know if I should laugh, take that shit serious or what. But usually I just scroll right past it because I know expert words ain't worth shit nowadays. They watered them down too much. Everything was an expert. Yeah, remember a lot of you're right. A lot of doctors were C students. They couldn't make it. They couldn't be engineers, so they became doctors. Because the engineer has to be very specific. A doctor can fuck up a lot. That's why they got malpractice insurance. A doctor can keep fucking up because they can keep re-diagnosing you, and you can keep getting second opinions and doing all this crazy shit. You go to 4 different doctors, take medicine to fix whatever they fucked up. But if you're an engineer, you better be on your shit. An engineer builds a building, a road, a car. They build things that have to work 100% of the time. They have to work. A doctor, you can be a C student. I like that. That's real shit, though. That's real. Because like I said, a doctor just blamed that shit on a nurse. I didn't tell you that. Yeah, you did. You wrote it right here. That's a 0. That's a 6. No, it's not. Then he gets his little ink pen and goes, now it is. It's like, go take that chart to him and tell him it was a 6. Like, God damn it, you just changed that in front of me. That's a doctor for you. Experts. But this is, what do you call it, that? That's funny. What do you call the guy who finishes last in his class in medical school? Doctor. For real. Like, I can see if you're a medical engineer. Like I said, engineers are brilliant. I love engineers. And my son, he's a mechanical. I'm not an engineer. My uncle Lewis, he was an engineering professor at the University of Missouri, Raleigh. That was my dad's youngest brother, was an engineering professor. Now, I ended up just building shit, welding shit. I like to engineer and tinker, but I don't think I would ever be smart enough to be an engineer. It's too precise. Accounting is cool, which I know how accounting works, which is I know why Trump is in the situation he's in right now. I know a lot of accountants who took a lot of heat, got fired. A lot of accountants went through some shit because we control the books. We are the people who make the books. So accounting is pretty easy to me because you can make anything look good. It's that fucking easy. But engineering, now that shit's hard because you have to be specific. You have to have tolerance levels, certain alloys, certain measurements. Things can't meet. You got to have O-rings in between things. Things have to hold so much pressure. Engineering is very, very specific. Doctors, accountants, we're about the fucking same. We're not that bright. Honestly, we're not. And I can admit that shit. No, but real though. We were talking about something. I totally got lost because that shit was funny as hell. That fucking whole doctor shit is funny as shit. Let me go back and see what we were talking about. Oh, people with COVID or whatever. Yeah, common sense. That's what we're talking about. Common sense with COVID. But no, like I said, I appreciate people who are just willing to sit down and have conversations, because the stubborn people who don't want to admit they were wrong and can even purse their lips to say, you know what, I was wrong. I apologize. I was wrong. I should have, waited until all the evidence came out, because this is what kills me. There was no evidence out of anything these people were saying. No evidence whatsoever. They were saying the most random shit. There was no evidence anything would work. But they would tell somebody like me, well, that's conspiracy theories. You have no evidence about that. I would be like, the shit you just told me, the fact that I don't have any evidence of what I just said, go say that shit in the mirror. Because exactly what you're saying, you don't have any evidence. Well, an expert told me. It's like, but you're telling me that I don't have any evidence. But your only evidence is you heard it from somebody who went to medical school. That's your only evidence. I couldn't, like I said, I had a very hard time talking to people during the pandemic. Trust me, because I'm a very common sense person. I'm not that intelligent. I'm very basic. And when I'm very basic and you can't answer a basic question except with the response that you can't even use to help explain your fucking position, you can't trick me. I'm not that gullible. I might be gullible enough for certain shit in life, but if you tell me something and I repeat it back to you and you instantly change what you just said, either you don't know what the fuck you're talking about or you lying to me, one of the two. And that's just me being real. Either you're lying or you don't know what you're talking about. And that happened a lot. And their only excuse for most of this was, well, science changes. Or, well, most experts, it's not about most, it's about, life on this planet using the fucking laws of physics and biology that we have. That's what it's about. You can't change the laws of physics and biology. We don't live on Neptune or fucking Saturn, Pluto. We live on Earth. And the way Earth works has always worked that way. You can't just recreate a fucking a new way of science on Earth, saying if I get a virus and I live through it, then I don't have immunity to it. That makes no sense to me. Your body creates T cells, B cells, antigens, antibodies. That's what a human body does. It's been like that for the eternity. Like I said, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. That is real. If the shit don't kill you, it'll just make you stronger. And it's always been that way. And when people were always saying, no, well, there's no way you could be immune. There's no way you could develop immunity to this. This is new. Okay, it's new. Well, you can't get immunity to something that's new. The fuck are you talking about? It doesn't make sense to say that statement. It doesn't make sense. Think about it. If you say something is brand new and I can't get immunity to it, what evidence do you have to make that claim? Well, an expert told me. There you go. That shit again. It is like that's why I couldn't fuck with people, man. I dropped a lot of people during the pandemic, and it was for my own mental health. I'm not gonna have these fucking people talk me into a fucking circle where I feel stupid. I am not easily brainwashed. And I think a lot of people found that shit out the hard way, because I lost a lot of fucking people. You can't brainwash me. If you want me to believe something, you have to make it believable. That's it. It's that easy. If you want me to believe something, make it believable. Not plausible, not possible, not probable. Make the shit believable. That's it. If we couldn't get immunity, we all be fucking dead. But We were talking about a virus, like Boba said, we'd all be a virus that all of us drivers had before they closed all the fucking airports down. None of us died. We all got sick and we all got better. I remember going to the airport and talking to drivers about it. And it was like, yeah, I had that shit too, man, right around New Year's. Yeah, I got it around New Year's too. Oh, I got it around Christmas. Oh, I got it around Thanksgiving. Everybody was talking about it and nobody died. So you got to make it believable that if I get it, I'm going to die. And I'm not dead yet and I've had it already. So you got to make it believable to me if you want me to believe that shit. A lot of people couldn't. A lot of people were easily brainwashed and they got sucked into some shit that nobody ever apologized for. And I feel bad for those people because they sold fear very well. We saw death tickers across the bottom of the screen 24/7. But after the vaccines went out, the death ticker stopped. People were dying and getting sick and getting injured and having problems, and all of their posts was being banned and blocked. But if we were about the care of people and the health of people and understanding what the fuck was going on, why are these people real stories being blocked? I went to the doctor today. I was shaking profusely. I don't know why. I was only 2 hours after my vaccine. I don't know what happened. Block. I went to the doctor yesterday. Today, my heart's hurting. I don't know what the deal is, but I got all these things on me. They're taking pictures of themselves in the hospital. Blocked. And it's like, but these people are saying real shit. Like they're saying real things are happening. And we have governments going to these companies going, you can't allow people to say this. Why not? It's true. Doesn't make a difference if it's true or not. We don't want people saying that because it's preventing people from doing what we want them to do. We want them to keep taking this. And if people find out what's going on and that is true, they're going to stop taking it. So stop letting people post what's happening to them. But yet they were putting death tickers across the screen the whole time. People are dying. People are dying. People are getting sick. People are dying. People are dying. Is that if that's true, then it's true. Thanks for letting me know. It's true. It's believable. It's true. But now we got some other truths that should be discussed. And those truths aren't discussed. Motive. That's what I'm talking about. What is the motive? What is this person's intention? What is your motivation? And if the motivation seems a little off, then I want to know the basis of that motivation. This whole indictment fucking thing. What is your motive? What's your motivation? Don't tell me you're doing it because not everybody's above the law. For real? Then we got a lot of motherfuckers in the FBI right now that lied about a laptop that they was holding their fucking hands in. Oh, there's no laptop. They looking at the motherfucker. Yeah, there's no, it's a Russian host, goddammit. We don't know what you're talking about. They looking dead at the fucking laptop. Yeah, nah. Yeah, that's bullshit. There's no laptop. Yeah, it's not. Hey, open this laptop. Oh, sorry, there's no laptop. My bad. There's no. So if we're talking about lying, crimes, lying to the public, then let's talk about it. But don't nitpick and be like, oh man, you know what? Back in 2016, he paid a hooker. Well, he didn't give her the money. Somebody else gave her the money. How do we know where that person got the money from? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, when you got attorneys and you have accountants, and we have access codes to things and we have cards. What up, King James? And we have cards and everything. We can make payments to people in the places and doing things, just like a principal recently was making a payment to someone who claimed he was Elon Musk. Now, a principal has an accounting department at a school. So there's a school, and the school has, their own accounting and their own finance. That person cuts the checks. That accountant cuts the checks. So how did this principal cut a check or wire somebody money that said they were Elon Musk and they really weren't? That's the thing. So you got to realize who has access to make these payments. First off, anybody can make a payment within that building. All they need is an access code. That's it. You give me a fucking password, I can make a payment to anybody here. So you got to find out who made the payment, where did the payment originate from, what account did it originate from. You can't just take somebody's word, especially Michael Cohen, that lying motherfucker. You can't take his word. He lies because he's pissed off that Trump left his ass in jail. He has motivation. I want to take Trump down. He told you his motivation. I want to take Trump down. I hate Trump. He's saying he never said, I just want the truth to get out. And, I like Trump. Trump's a great guy, but the truth needs to be said. No, he flat out said, I want to take Trump down. I hate him. I'm taking him. He's pissed off. He's got motivation. So you're creating all of this reasonable doubt for all these people to have motivations against you to just make up shit. Like, this laptop ain't real. This is a Russian hoax. What are you talking about? This ain't Hunter's fucking laptop. But that's a lie. That's bullshit. You have a motivation to lie. The laptop's in your hand. It belongs to Hunter. He gave it to a computer person. The computer person copied the drive and then gave you the fucking laptop. So you're lying. You have a motivation to lie. That's what I mean. No, exactly, man. Exactly. He said, Thomas said, first of all, she was a porn star, not a prostitute, but either way, she deserves no disrespect for honest work. That's hilarious. He said she deserved the emoluments clause of the Constitution. And see, this is the thing. A lot of people talk about the things that Trump is guilty of. And this is what cracks me up. Everything that people say Trump is guilty of, we find somebody currently in government right now that's guilty of the exact same thing. And people go, but it's not Trump, though. Dead serious. Dead. It always happens. And that's why I laugh when people say he's guilty of this, he's guilty of that, he's guilty of this. I'm like, shit, they said Martin Luther King Jr. was guilty 29 times. Martin Luther King Jr. went to jail. This government put Martin Luther King in jail 29 times of saying he was convicted of crimes. Martin Luther King Jr. got mug shots, fingerprints, sat in jail cells 29 times. The dude who birthday we get off, he's been a criminal 29 times under this U.S. government. This U.S. government is biased against people they don't like. Martin Luther King was bringing everybody together. Everybody together. Black, white, brown, doesn't make a difference. If you down with Martin Luther King, let's march. Let's get this shit going. They charge this man with 29 crimes in 29 different places in a multitude of states across the South. He was a criminal. That's a criminal. But we respect him because of the work he was doing for the people of this country. We know how this government has more criminals than MLK will ever be a criminal. He was a criminal for the people. And he was a criminal that was going to make this place better. I would rather have that criminal than a criminal giving all my money to other countries, places I will never fucking go. Making us work 2 and 3 jobs. Those are criminals that harm people, not help people. You got the Robin Hood level of criminals out there who might do a little dirt here and there. That shit's misdemeanor shit. I don't care. Okay, you was cutting grass and you went over the property line. Yeah, you kind of encroached on somebody else's property. That's a fucking crime. I mean, look at the book. That's a crime. You jaywalked yesterday. You're supposed to be at the fucking corner, but you did right from my driveway. You jaywalked. That's a crime. The speed limit was 45. You was going 60 so you can make it off the ramp. That's a crime. Everybody's criminals. I'm a criminal. I just ain't been caught yet. I speed all the fucking time. I guarantee I can get in my car right now. Speed limit is probably about 35. I'll go 50 that way because there's no cars that way. I'll go 50 miles an hour and I'll get the quick trip, put gas in. I was going 15 miles an hour over the limit. I'm a criminal. But does anybody look at me any fucking differently because I am? Is anybody I know ever going to say, Jeff, I don't fuck with you no more because you be going 50 miles an hour. I don't fuck with you no more, man. Ain't nobody saying, because it's petty shit. Petty shit. Yeah, it is. Prostitution is legal. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I believe that, Thomas, man. There are a couple of brothels places. Yeah, right. Prostitution is 100% legal. And I could care less. Honestly, I'm one of those people that I don't care what you do with your sex life because that shit don't bother me. Because I don't know what you do behind closed doors. I could care less what you do. That's between you and whoever you fucking with. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do. I just don't. You can't make me care. I care more about making sure I get a fucking discount on oil than I give a fuck about who you sleep with. That's just me, though. I would rather have cheap oil. If someone say, hey, man, guess who such as I slept with? I don't give a shit. Is oil on sale? That's what I need to fucking know. Go find that shit out because I'm paying too much for oil right now. Fuck out of my face with that. That's how I roll, though. So don't bring me no bullshit because I'm not that guy. I'm not. And I know a lot of people want to sit up and talk about, well, you know, It's the way he paid for it, and he tried not to, let people know what he was paying for and all. We got, what up, Vinay? But we got, how many politicians have lied during campaigns? Have blatantly lied to our faces during campaigns? I mean, the whole laptop Russian hoax, the emails that got deleted, all blatant lies right to our faces. And these were things that really affected the national security of this country. Things that really affected the national security of this country. What did Trump do with that lady that affected the national security of this country? Oh, he paid her from campaign funds. How do you know that they paid her for campaign funds? I mean, you taking somebody's word for that. Because Michael Cohen is the one who said that, but Michael Cohen is also the one who initially said no. So he said no. Now he's saying yes because he hates Trump. He has motivation because he's like, well, if they're banking on my word, Michael Cohen, who went to jail for lying, but the government is like, we're banking on this liar's word. Because this liar said all of these things, got caught lying, went to jail. But now the liar is saying he's going to be honest. So let's bank our whole case on this liar's word. What we need to do is say, hey, if that's really what happened and Trump had no idea what Michael Cohen or whoever made these payments did, then whoever made these fucking payments should probably be taking their ass to jail because they made payments out of an account that Trump didn't even know. If Trump was on a campaign trail doing what the fuck he did, doing it, this and that, all that, I highly doubt Trump had a fucking debit card in his hand and says, hey, this is my debit card. It's connected to these fucking funds that people are donating to me for my campaign. Take this debit card and go pay her out of this damn debit card. He probably just said, whatever, take care of her. Get her out of my face. I don't care what she does. Get out of my face. And somebody's like, ooh, cool. I'm gonna give her $150,000 and I'm gonna give myself $15,000. I mean, the accountant can do that shit. If somebody tells me go pay Stormy Daniels $150,000 to get her the fuck out of my face, I don't care where it comes from, then I'm giving myself 15 grand too. Fuck that. Okay, Stormy gets 150 and I get 15. So what you say? No, that's funny shit. That's funny shit. Unsubsidized due to new information about your driving habits. Hey, when I go get gas, I'll be out. I got shit to pick up. Yeah. And even if they said they got checks that Trump wrote and everything like that, they say, we got checks, like Boba said, they got checks that he wrote. So if they have checks that Trump wrote and we have 30,000 emails that were deleted, we've got Fauci's emails saying that they intentionally poisoned American people through gain of function research that they lied about, that we do actually have a laptop that the FBI says the laptop doesn't exist as a Russian hoax, but actually we have the laptop that we're saying not existed as a Russian hoax. You tell me which of those are under national security issues. Which are under national security issues? Trump writing a check to a hooker or anything else I just said? Because I could care less about the hooker. But I want to know what's in those 30,000 emails. I want to know why Americans got fucking poisoned. Understand the game that's being played. Because they know the moment Trump becomes president, all the questions we have as Americans are about to get answered and heads are about to roll. That's their motivation, is to keep us from knowing what all that other shit is. Porn star hookers, the same thing, man. And some people might say, no, it's not actually. That's like saying a teacher and a professor is different. You can say, hey, I got my teacher and my professor. Same thing, pretty much. It's somebody who teaches you shit on the chalkboard in front of a classroom. I can say professor, I can say teacher. Oh, but it's the designation. Whatever, that's fucking semantics. It's like, I'll call it what it is. Yeah, exactly. Benghazi, that. Lies. People saying we are being trapped. We are Americans being trapped. We're Americans fighting for this country, doing what you sent us over here to do, and we're being trapped. Send us help. We're sorry. The number you've reached is no longer in service. To call the White House, your ass is on your own. That's basically what they fucking did. Afghanistan. Motherfuckers got billions of dollars of our equipment sitting over there. Billions of dollars of equipment that they could be selling to people who are hating America. They hate America. Police officer versus rent-a-cop. Exactly. You got flashlights. Both of them got flashlights. Both of them got a badge. Same difference. I'm just kidding. No. But it's true though, man. Like we got billions of dollars worth of equipment sitting over there. They could sell it to anybody in Somalia or anywhere else. They can create a whole new goddamn, military somewhere with all the equipment we left over there. But you worried about Trump writing a check for $150 instead of from this account, it came from this account. Now, had it came from his own account, nobody would give a shit. But the fact that it came from the other, now we got a fucking problem. What about all that fucking shit we got sitting over in Afghanistan? No. Trump wrote the $150 from the wrong account. That's more important. Not motivation. What are they? They don't want Trump to tell us what the hell's really going on. And he will. He don't owe them people shit. He owed none of these politicians nothing. And they fear the fact that he has more on them than they have on him. It's backwards. Oh, he's got like 30-something indictments or whatever, this and that. Like I said, Martin Luther King went to jail 29 times. We still celebrate him. Some criminals do things for people. Martin Luther King was a criminal. He's got a criminal record. But guess what? I respect Martin Luther King for everything he did for this country to get it to where he is right now, criminal record or not. So that's just how I roll. Ron DeSantis, I don't know about, wait a minute. What did he say? Do you think the odds of charges being brought because of their people on the Republican side that don't want him to win, that would prefer Ron DeSantis? Oh, I know people would probably want Ron DeSantis to win more than they would want Trump to win. I know that because each person has their favorite. Me, my favorite was Rick Perry from Texas. I like Rick Perry. I've always liked Rick Perry. I thought he was a great guy. He's very, intelligent. He's for people. I was a Rick Perry. I was behind him 100% all the fucking way. I gave my vote to fucking Rick Perry. And, it just didn't work out. Trump ended up getting the thing. And like I tell people all the time, when Trump first took, I was not really listening to the media a lot, but they were kind of bugging. They were bugging. And I was like, damn, what the fuck? How did Trump win? Not Rick Perry. What the fuck, man? Rick Perry is spick and span clean. He's this, he's that. But then I started seeing how Trump operated. I was like, oh, they scared of Trump. That's what it is. They scared of this dude. That's what it is. Everything turned around. Oh, China, Russia, everything. They scared of that dude because they ain't got nothing on him. And they kept trying to say, oh, we got something on Trump. He's got some top secret documents in his fucking house. Go to Biden's house. Yeah, there's some top secret documents next to his goddamn Corvette sitting in the garage. It's like, and he's a vice president, not a president. I'm like, they keep shooting themselves in the foot with all the shit they keep doing to this dude. And like, we can't see that. We could see it clearly. And people go, oh man, it goes to morality. If you cheat in one area of life, you'll probably cheat in another. True. Oh, I believe that shit 100%. But I also believe there is no such thing as a perfect human. There is no perfect human. Every person on this planet at some point has cheated in something that they've done. Every person. There is no 100% motherfucker on this planet going to tell me that they've never got an advantage in a way. Whether it's they go to a store, they know something is different on the fucking label, and they say, oh, this shit's $4.99 when it should be $19.99. You cheated. You stole something. You got $15 off because the price tag was on some wrong shit. Does that mean for the rest of your life you're going to be going around stealing shit? No, it means you had to come up. I got some walkie-talkies in there. Them walkie-talkies was about $30 a set, $30 a set. Somebody fucked up, and they were $3.99 a set. So I bought 2 sets. I got them hanging in there. I'll show you the motherfuckers. Have a look. These walkie-talkies right here. Now, the other one is in there on the charge or whatever, but these walkie-talkies were at Walmart. These motherfuckers were like almost $30-something a set. Somebody fucked up the price, and I got both sets for like $7 and something. It was crazy. I was like, oh shit. You think I went and told them, ma'am, I'm sorry, but this shit really should be. No, it was a fucking come up. But do you think I go around all the time swapping prices on shit? No, everybody's going to have a come up at some point in life. So everybody on this planet is dishonest. Trust me, we all fucking dishonest. And don't even bullshit and be like, I'm the most honest motherfucker ever. You're lying right there. Trust me on that shit. And there's a level of lies I can fucking deal with. If somebody tell me, Jeff, I'll walk your dog today, and they really didn't walk my dog, I could deal with that. That's cool. But if motherfucker wreck my fucking car and don't say shit and walk off, I'm not cool with that level of a lie. There's level of lies I can deal with. I'm not a petty motherfucker. I'm really not. There's certain shit I can deal with. Motherfucker might say, oh, man. What you say? You said, I checked the gas, just got an extra $6.50 on gas on it was left on the, yeah, exactly. Hey, we all, man, it's so much shit that we've all done in life. And I'm one of these people that believes that life is what it is. It's not perfect. Everybody's going to, do certain things in this world to make an advance. Like I said, I use the fucking carpool lane when somebody's in the fast lane not going fast enough. I jump my ass right in the carpool lane. I do it all the fucking time. And it's just me in the car by myself. But I see on the fucking sign it says HOV +2. It says that. But I'm like, this motherfucker's going 55 miles an hour and there's traffic going all the way across the highway. And this person, I have a very fast fucking car. I'm not in that lane for more than a couple of seconds. It's a goddamn turbo. So I fucking pull up, throw that shit in fucking sport, hit that motherfucker. I put my blinker on. You never even notice. I do that shit all the time. I am a very dishonest fucking driver. And I can admit it. So when I get tickets, I don't fight them. I just send that shit to my attorney and they make it a fucking parking ticket because I know I'm good for it. I'm a fucked up person. I know that. But it's a level of tolerance. So you upgrade you to a pager. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's funny shit. He say you should upgrade you to a pager. That's funny shit. But it's real though, man. It's real. Is this? Oh, okay. Thomas, you got something about Rideshare. Let's put the Rideshare shit on there. I gotta say, man, I'm really digging this new Earn by Time feature with DoorDash. They have restructured the way they pay, and it's working out better for me. Good. Yeah, because where you are, Thomas, you get a lot of shitty orders, man. And you used to put that up there all the time. So the fact that this is working out better for you, it makes me happy to be a fellow driver, to know that now you're making what you worth. Now you're getting the money that you feel you worth. A lot of drivers out there are going to be pissy. Oh, well, it's only going to work for the next 3 hours and then your ass is back to square. They always do that shit. Yeah, just wait because, it's like, don't worry about them. If this shit is working for you, dog, and you like it that way, keep doing it. And a lot of people may not like it. You ain't got to worry about them. Your money is what you go home with. Don't worry about what people say about that shit. So I'm cool. You glad with that. I'm glad you cool with that shit, man. I'm glad you cool with it. Nah, but yeah, I forgot what we were talking about. No, but yeah, talking about, Trump, like morality, habits of morality and shit like that. Every single politician that we dealt with, even the Santos dude or whatever the fuck he was, going around saying he was Jewish and he was gay or some shit. I don't know what the fuck he was saying, but then he wouldn't resign. But these politicians lie nonstop. All of them. They have to, because politicians have to be liked. It's like high school. If you want to be the most popular person and you want to win the fucking prom queen, prom king, you got to lie. You've got to go and tell people shit they don't want to hear. Oh, Jimmy, so glad to see you today. Glad you showed up at school. You probably hated that motherfucker came to school, but you need his vote because you're trying to win prom king and prom queen. You can't stand that motherfucker. You hate the fact that he's at school today. But you say, I'm so glad you made it to school today. Man, dude, you got to sit with us at lunch. Then when lunchtime comes, you're like, oh, shit, I got to get going. People have been doing that shit since high school. When you're a politician, it is no different. You want everybody to like you. One thing I like about Trump is that he don't give a fuck if you like him or not. And I like that about him because he don't like nobody. And I don't like nobody. So I feel like, damn, man, we kind of like, I'm just like you, dog. We don't like people. I got dogs. I love dogs, man. Me and my dogs, I take these motherfuckers everywhere because dogs don't bother me. They just don't. They just ride. They just do whatever the fuck they do. People bother me. We get in fucking line at places. People will be mad if you make a mistake and step on their shoe. They be mad. It's an accident, but they be mad. So I don't go to places that got long fucking lines because I don't feel like dealing with people. Some people are just inconsiderate. They put the shopping cart in the middle of the aisle and they won't just go to one side so you can go through. People are stupid like that. So I just deal with my dogs all the time. But that's kind of how Trump is. He don't deal with people that much. People don't like him. But he does the best he can do for the people that he promised he would do something for, because he wants people to respect him. Whether or not you like him or not, he could care less if you like him, but you're going to respect him. Just like with LSU winning the championship the other night. They don't care if you like them or not. You're going to put some respect on their name. They just set some record shit down there. You don't got to like LSU, but put some respect on their name. Them girls balled out of control. And that's what it's about. It ain't about liking you. You ain't got to like me. You ain't got to like Trump. Fuck Trump. Who cares? But I'm going to vote for him for the simple fact that I know he's going to get shit done. That's it. That's it. Is it Jeffers McKniber? What's that? No. What was that? Jeffers McKniber? What did you just say? You typing some weird ass German in there, man. I don't know what you just typed. No. Hey, I could be wrong about Trump. It's cool. But I know one thing I'm not wrong about. When Trump was in office, I spent $230,000 on this nice ass fucking house. You can't get that same shit right now because the dollar is so fucked up. So I could be wrong about Trump you could be right about Trump all you want. But how is your life under Trump versus your life not under Trump? Think about it. So I don't give a fuck if I'm right or wrong. I really don't. Because I know right now my life is worse off than what it was. I can't even sell my house right now. If I wanted to move, I couldn't. Because somebody's going to buy this house for about $450,000. But in order for me to get the same house like this, I got to pay $600,000. So I'm stuck. There's a reason for that shit. And it's not because I do like or don't like Trump. That's not the reason why shit's fucked up. I don't like Trump. Shit's fucked up. A lot of people like Trump. Shit's fucked up. So it has nothing to do with us liking him. We could be completely wrong about everything he's saying. But the way that he had this economy and the way he had people believing in the power of the American worker, companies were investing into each other. Companies were investing into business. We're laying off people in droves right now. Droves. Nobody believes in the Americans right now. He says, bro, if you didn't tell me what year it was, I could not tell you. What does it say? Mine has been entirely the same since the get-go struggle and turmoil. Well, and see, that's another thing. The fact that politics doesn't affect your life, Thomas, you're good. You're good. Politics does not affect your life. So you have it a lot easier than a lot of us have it. Policy and politics affects most of our life. If it's the same as no matter what president is, if it's the same for you, then that means you are the common denominator in keeping shit going a certain way in your life. For me, I've always been a policy-driven person. I don't live in blue communities. I choose to live in red communities because of the fact that I've left my fucking Jeep tops off for 3 fucking weeks before, just right in my front yard. I've left my door unlocked all night before. Shit happens. Left the windows down on my Beamer before. Shit happens. But if I lived in a blue community, that motherfucking Jeep wouldn't be sitting out there. You got to lock that motherfucker down, put a club on the goddamn steering wheel, take the fucking steering wheel off, take the front wheel off, probably take the muffler off and put all that shit in the house till you leave the next day. But that's just how shit is in certain communities. And that's based on policy. If we stop putting $100 billion into places like Ukraine and put that shit in the hood, everybody's better off because we can build businesses. We can invest in the people we believe in. I would rather invest into these young black kids because I believe in them. These young black kids are genius. I've seen these motherfuckers build bikes. I've seen them build shit out of shopping carts. Seen them fucking build shit on the side of the buildings, hoops and shit. These are young engineers waiting for investment. These kids are sharp as shit. They build business. They hustle. They get money. They do shit. But all we look at them as is athletes. We look at them as physical specimens. I know these fucking kids because I was one of them kids. So politics is a lot to me. because politics has affected the investment in the communities I grew up in. And I know it because that's a blue community. I live in a red community. Why is shit different for me? Because of politics. So a lot of people may not like politics. Like I said, it's cool. I'm glad politics don't affect your life. I really am, because it makes your life a lot easier, which means you are in control of your life. Politics has nothing to do with you and what you got to do. But for me, I come from the hood. I know what it looks like. It looks like a fucking plantation. Dead serious. You see the slave patrols. Look up slave patrols. Slave patrols are the foundation of today's police departments. You don't believe me? You can look in the National Police Museum of America, and they start off at slave patrols. Slave patrols were what the Southern Democrats created in order to keep slaves corralled, because slaves were trying to get free all the fucking time. You really think it was they just freely just woke up and said, hey, I'm gonna stay on the plantation today? No, they were scared of the slave patrols. So when you go research, Google slave patrols, look it up, go to the National Police Academy, Police Association Museum, go to that museum's webpage, the National Police Museum Association, some shit like that. They speak about slave patrols. That is what our neighborhoods were based on, that shit. So politics played a lot into how we grew up. And it didn't play politics in a lot for how some people grew up. And it's not that, you know, we're victim. This is just fucking reality, man. It's reality. You can't change reality by saying, I don't want it to be real. This ain't no transgender level shit to where a boy can be a boy Monday and a girl Tuesday. This is real shit that we live through. This transgender shit, all this shit is make-believe. You can say, oh, yeah, I want to be a boy on Wednesday. My dad said I could be a boy today. So now this girl, we got to start calling her a fucking boy now. That's make-believe shit. The shit that we went through is real. You can't just snap your fingers and fucking change it because you feel like changing it today. Nah, this is real shit. And I believe it, man. You know, he's in a submarine with a screen door. Yeah, Trump, he discussed talking about investing in the black community, but we had a Congress, dead serious, you don't believe me? Look the shit up, that wanted to do something else with the money. And you know why they want to do something else with the money? Because look what happened the moment Trump got out of office. As soon as he was on his way out the fucking door, the very last year he was on his way out the door, the fucking pandemic started. All that impeachment shit about Ukraine and Ukraine needing money, and Trump was like, I'm not giving you motherfuckers no money. That shit started. All the year he was on his way out. That's why the Dems didn't want to give the black community money. They already had that shit slated to do something else with it. They were giving it to Big Pharma. They were giving that shit to Ukraine because they were coming after Russia. They already had all this shit planned. Even Fauci said, the next administration's got a surprise virus we're going to fuck him up with. We got something for his ass. So you can't sit and tell me all this shit's all a fucking coincidence. Why was Trump impeached? Because he wouldn't give Ukraine money. He was trying to give it to the fucking black people. He said, we need to invest in our black folks. We need to invest in America. We got American jobs. We got American people we need to invest into. No, we ain't signing off on none of that shit. If you don't get that money to Ukraine, we impeaching your ass. He didn't give it to him. They impeached his ass. Soon as he's out of office, Ukraine $100 billion fucking dollars. They told us all that shit already. This is you're doing a character picture right now. I have a non-binary. You're stupid. You're stupid. Boba, you say which community? Go look at videos of Trump saying how he was going to invest into Chicago, the city that Obama wouldn't fix. He was going to invest in Chicago. He was going to send the National Guard in just to set the peace. There was too much gun violence going on. There were kids getting shot every other day. That kids that didn't even have nothing to do with gangs. And Trump was like, I'm sick of these black kids getting gunned down. They don't have nothing to do with this shit. Let me send the National Guard in, chill that shit out. Black people, you ain't sending the military to our neighborhood. We don't need the National Guard. National Guard was in Des Moines when we had the floods of 1992, giving all of us fucking water. The National Guard is not a military to go kill fucking people. They just there to help shit out. The National Guard came to Des Moines, Iowa, 1992 when everything was flooded. We had no fucking water. They were giving out big ass fucking tanks and cases of water. The National Guard was there to help us the fuck out because we couldn't set alarms. We couldn't lock our doors. We had no lights. It was mayhem in Iowa during that flood. People was getting robbed, shit was getting stolen, but the National Guard was there. So it kept shit cool. And we made it through that flood. But the moment you tell black people National Guard, the first thing they think about is machine guns and fucking tanks and all that. No, Trump's like, I'm gonna send the National Guard in just to keep shit cool. We need to get these kids stopped from being shot first. Let's start with getting kids not shot no more. And then let's start investing into these communities, build them back up. Democrats, no, we don't want that. We don't want that. And black people, the first ones, we don't want no military in our communities. This motherfucker, what do you mean you don't want military in your community? We already got submachine guns and shit all in our communities already. We doing drive-bys every fucking day. We already got military in our, it's just military people that's not wearing military uniforms. They're just young dudes shooting guns every fucking where. So you're going to have gunplay in your neighborhood one way or another. So might as well have the National Guard there so these kids that don't got guns, who just trying to get to and from school, who just playing jacks in the front yard, so they don't get killed. What about them? They ain't got nothing to do with this shit. But a lot of people, they were not happy about, him fixing that. They weren't happy about it. Yep. His tax bill raises tax, making $75,000 a year. Well, see, you saying 83% of the Trump tax breaks went to the top 1%. This is ridiculous. I'm going to tell you why that's not ridiculous, Thomas, because you ain't never seen a black person hire nobody. If these people don't have money to invest back into their company, guess what you get? Mass layoffs. Ding, 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 ding. If you don't give the people at the top money to invest in their companies to keep the doors open, guess what you get? Mass layoffs. And what are these people that's laid off going to do? Think about it. What are they going to do? They're going to go broke. They're going to have to do fucking rideshare. They can't go to a job because the job had to lay all these people off because they ain't getting the tax breaks they used to get. So if you got all these people not getting tax breaks and not making revenues to cover the expenses, you got to lay all these fucking people off now. And now you got to give out stimulus checks to help people out. And now you got to water down the U.S. economy because the people who were making the money and keeping the economy going and keeping shit going, you said, we ain't giving y'all a break no more. Nope, we ain't giving y'all a break. You ain't never seen a poor person hire nobody. But poor people be the first ones claiming they ain't got no fucking money because they don't want to hire them. How can people hire you if they don't have no money to hire you? If the government is taking all their money in tax form, what is the government going to do with all that money? They're going to give it to you in the EBT card, and they're going to give it to you in Section 8 because you ain't working. Your asses got laid off. So now you think, hey, the government's helped me out. The government's helped me out. You making $1,300 a month on welfare when you was probably making $4,000 a month working for that company. So you $3,700 in the hole right now. So I don't know. I'm just one of those people that believe in economy. I believe in, and you give breaks to the people that have the money and the resources that help families out. The government ain't doing shit for nobody. That's just what it is. But how is it trickle-down economies for the loss when everybody was winning under, if you're talking about under Trump? Wait a minute. So if you're saying the people that voted for Trump, why were people like me? I'm a rideshare driver. How is people like me as a rideshare driver able to purchase homes? I'm a rideshare driver. I was renting a 1-bedroom apartment with my son sleeping in the fucking living room. How was I able to? Can you do that shit now? Think about it. Can you do that now? If you live in a 1-bedroom apartment with your son and your son is sleeping in the fucking living room, can you go buy a house right now? Think about it. Because that motherfucker helped me. I have a 4-bedroom house on the corner, second big house in the neighborhood, big ass pool in the fucking backyard. I'm a rideshare driver. So if you want to talk about trickle down, I'm one of the poorest motherfuckers out there. I'm driving a rideshare car that I paid for the Jeep in 60 months. So I'm one of the lowest parts of the economy. The only reason why I make good money is because I know how to cherry pick the shit out of the system. But imagine, I'm an unemployed motherfucker doing rideshare, a contractor, buying houses under Trump. Who's doing that shit under Biden right now? Name one person doing that shit now. That's what I'm saying. So everybody want to talk about trickle down and everything. I am the poorest of the poor. I'm a retired old ass fucking accountant. No money to my motherfucking name. Son sleeping on a couch. A fucking pull-out couch in a goddamn living room of a one-bedroom apartment in fucking Mesa with two big-ass pit bulls in the fucking floor. And I bought a house under Trump. Try that shit right now. Try that shit right now. Because like I said, if you didn't, what fucks me up is that all the people that were talking about all this money they were making when rideshare was booming. Oh, we had the fucking multiplier. We had this, we had that. Did any of those people buy houses back then? All these people that's talking about all this money they made back then, they didn't think as investors or as business people. They were consumers. Most Democrats are consumers. They like tennis shoes. They like rims. They like belts. They like fucking cars and shit like that. Trust me, I know, because in the hood, you can only buy shit to make you feel better. You can't really invest in shit in the hood. You just buy shit to make you feel better. You buy a fucking $1,200 phone. You buy a fucking $200 pair of Jordans. You buy some fucking shoes you saw in a rap video. That's it. But once you start getting away from the hood, now you're getting into investment areas of life. And we don't teach investment to people in the hood because they're going to leave the hood if you teach them about investment. So you don't teach them about investment. You don't teach them about credit. You teach them about being a consumer, because consumers buy shit and corporations make the shit that the consumers buy. Everybody can't be investors. You got to make somebody be a fucking buyer. So you teach people in the hood to buy shit. Rent, and you'll be better. You don't want to own nothing. Just rent. Lease this fucking car. You'll be better. You don't want to own nothing. Just keep renting and leasing and renting and leasing. And we're going to come in, buy up all the fucking houses and rent them back to you. And we're going to use government funds. When you can't afford this house, we're going to subsidize it with government funds. That's what we're going to do. That's how the hood is created. It's a trap. That's what they call them motherfuckers, like the trap. We on a trap, man. We this and we that. And like Thomas said, you said they're hoarding the wealth. It's crazy. Do you know how much $1 billion is? Think about it. Do you know how much $1 billion is? Imagine Mark Zuckerberg losing $1 billion in one day. Losing $1 billion in one day. Now imagine you gave that $1 billion to a bunch of employees that you hired. Those would be a lot of well-off people. But when you got a rich person losing $1 billion and he's got all these outstanding liabilities and debts, he's got to let a whole lot of fucking people go that can offset that $1 billion now. $1 billion is a lot of fucking money. So when you say rich people are hoarding the money, rich people are investors. They invest into us, the poor people, the workers. Because when I went to Bank of America and I said, I need a car so I can keep driving because gas is too high, I want to get a different car. I'm a poor guy. The bank says, we're going to give you a fucking car to help you keep working. We'll invest in you. Go get the car you want. We'll invest in you. I'm not rich, but somebody has to invest in me so I can keep paying for all this shit around here. So if you don't want the rich people to have enough cash to give to poor people like me with an interest rate, then people like me ain't going to be able to afford shit. And I'm going to be right back in the hood, either renting or living with people. I mean, you got to understand how economy works. It costs money. It costs money. You say, come on, bro, you ain't impoverished. I can tell you right now, I have more liabilities than I have income. I still owe over $200,000 on this house. I owe over $200,000. I owe over $30,000 on that car outside. So you're already at $230,000 in the negative. How many people do you know are $230,000 minus today? Like, if you pull up their credit report, do you see minus $230,000? Because on my credit report is minus $230,000. So some people might be minus $1,000. That person is better off than me. You might meet somebody tomorrow that's minus $10,000. That person is better off than me. I'm minus $230,000. And you telling me I'm not impoverished? Understand how economy works. The only thing I have is leverage. Leverage comes from intelligence. I live like I got $200,000 when I'm negative $200,000. Leverage. It's people that don't have money, that surround themselves with a whole bunch of shit to make them look like they got money. Those people right there, they probably don't really have much. They got nice shoes, nice cars, nice this, that, but they're renting a house. The leasing place could fuck them foreclose tomorrow and everybody's out of a fucking house because the leasing place might not pay the bond that the property is purchased on. So the leasing place says, hey, everybody has to leave tomorrow because we can't pay the bond on this entire project, on this entire complex. So we don't own it no more. You guys can't send us money no more. So that's why I tell people, man, don't think just because somebody looks like they're doing amazing, give you that illusion that we're not impoverished. America looks amazing. It's motherfuckers crossing the Rio Grande right now because America looks amazing. It's motherfuckers from Haiti floating in a fucking boat with 18 people right now up to the Florida Keys right now because America looks amazing. Don't let looks fucking trick you, bro. Don't. Because you might say, oh, you don't look impoverished. You don't know all the details of everything. Just like with this government, we don't know all the details of everything. They'll show you what they want you to fucking see. They'll show you shit and hope you latch on to it. Because if you latch on to it, they got you. Got another fish. I don't fall victim of all the shit they pulling right now because we know that there's something bigger behind us. They put the blade of grass with the little flower on front of us. Go, look at this little flower. But it's a forest fire going on fucking behind us. And we know it's a forest fire going on behind us, but they want us to focus on this little fucking blade of grass in front of us. You got to see the bigger picture sometimes, man. Sometimes you tunnel vision into some shit and you think what you see is what it is. It's perception. It's how do you perceive that? Perception is one thing. Reality is something totally different from perception. And I believe it that the country has been running to the ground by incompetence, and stupidity. And I believe the country got ran into the ground because we stopped being arrogant. We stopped believing we were good. Imagine taking a sports team into a tournament and that sports team going, we're not number one. We're probably number 5. We suck. We really don't shoot that well. Then take a sports team in and go, man, we fucking number 1. We finna get this shit. We winning. We taking all of this shit. We finna fucking, man, I'm finna set the record on assists, passes. You call that team arrogant. That team used to be America. America now, yeah, we probably not first. We probably like 3rd, maybe 4th, probably. We can't shoot. Yeah, America lost its touch because we allow people to say being arrogant is bad. Being confident, being arrogant that you can come in and do it. Hey, get it, brother. What up, Thomas, my man? Get it. He's out there getting it. Yeah, but we let people tell us that us being confident, being Americans, being strong, knowing that our products are good, our people are good, our communities are good, our money is good. Oh, you guys are arrogant. America's not number 1. That's cool. You don't have to think it's not number 1. Don't let my thoughts interfere with your shit. If I say, hey, I'm number 1, then you say you're number 1. So now we got 2 people saying we're number 1. And now we just kind of compete to make each other better. But people get pissed off. If America say, I'm number 1, you guys are a bunch of arrogant motherfuckers. I hate y'all. Y'all suck. America's horrible. You guys aren't number 1. Shut the fuck up and just go say you're number 1. How about that? Just go say you're number 1. Don't fuck with us. Let us say what we want to say. But people got bent out of shape because America said we're number 1. For all we know, China could be number 1. Fucking Venezuela could be number 1. Brazil could be number 1. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. It's how they think about themselves. If Brazil stands up and goes, Brazil's number 1, fucking more power to you, Brazil. USA is number 1. China's number 1. Canada's number 1. Fucking everybody's number 1. Try hard every day. Do your best. Be who you think you are. But if you sit around going, man, I think I'm number 9, then you're going to do some number 9 shit. Man, I think I'm number 4. Then you're going to do some number 4 shit. So stop letting people demote you and make you feel cheaper than what you believe you are. Because like I said in one of my videos, people are always willing to buy a cheap ass person. People looking for somebody on sale all the time. And America became on sale, fire sale, because we stopped believing we were worth what we believed we were worth. We decided to allow these motherfuckers to demote us to being cheap people, cheap labor, cheap products, cheap lifestyle, cheap everything, cheap government. Everything's cheap. And everybody's buying. Of course everybody's buying because we're cheap. All the government people are getting bribed. They're getting bought up. Everybody's cheap. So stop allowing yourself to be called cheap and know who you are. Know your fucking worth when you walk in the door. Know your worth when you walk in. I'm number one. When the motherfucker tell me I'm the best driver, I laugh because they could be, but then again, I could be. I don't really give a shit because I'm driving. Doesn't bother me. I'm the number one driver. Oh, I'm the number one. Cool, knock yourself the fuck out. Whatever makes them feel better. If it helps them drive better, fuck it, go for it. I could care less. Honestly, I could care less. But once America stop being proud of who we are, proud of what we've been through some rugged shit in this country. Rugged shit. And here we stand, still making great products, making great cars, driving, going to some great vacation spots, doing great shit. And we still telling people, well, we're number 6 or 7. I don't know. We're not number 1. If you say we're number 1, then, you know, we're arrogant assholes and we're cocky bastards. We had one fucking person that said we're number 1. And we're going to put ourselves first, and we're going to fix all of our fuck-ups. We're going to fix our communities. We're going to fix our businesses. We're going to fix our economy. We're going to fix our health. We're going to fix our medical system. We're going to fix our prison system with reform bills. One person believed that shit, but everybody else ate that other bullshit. We're number 7. We're not number 1. We're number 6. Thomas, man, I appreciate you, brother. Hey, brother, I appreciate you, my man. Thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate that, brother. I wasn't expecting that, man. I wasn't expecting that, but hey, do it, my man. Do it, my man. Go out there and get it, Thomas, brother. I appreciate that sincerely, my man. Hey, you have a great night, too. Like I said, I'm going over some of your documents, man. I want to do a video about that because that shit was good. Taking all those deliveries was good. I was like, damn, that's a lot of deliveries. All right, brother. Hey, keep going out there and enjoying the new way to make money, brother. I appreciate you coming through, man. I always love chopping up with you, man. Always. Like I said, much love, much respect, and I mean that. And I know a lot of people see me type that shit, but Thomas, you know, man, even if we disagree on shit, you always my brother. We always sit down, we chop it up, have a sandwich, have a beer, whatever. I respect you, much love and respect, brother. I'm glad to just, you know, be in your circle of life, my man, because you keep us sharp, and that's what it's about. You know, iron sharpens iron, man. That's what it's all about, brother. You enjoy it, my man. But yeah, no, but I really hope, you know, a lot of people out there, you know, start looking more seriously into not being a victim of circumstance, but appreciating the fact, like I always tell people, I live 365 days times 50 years almost. I'm not a victim of circumstance. I believe I navigated my life pretty fucking well to get this far because I could have died at any minute. A lot of chances I had to die. A lot of situations I could have been in and got myself killed. A lot of, you know, people I could be fucking with that would do me dirty. We're not a victim of circumstances unless you make yourself a victim. We've got to go out there and we've got to create the lives we want. Stop following these, you know, narratives and propaganda of people you know that have motivations to do some shit to you. They want to get you to a place of dependency so they got control over you. You need to stay in control of what you got to take care of. You got to do it. And it's possible. It's very possible. But until you believe that it's possible, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You Barney Fifing the shit out of yourself. You got to believe it's possible. Like, I could do this. I could really do this. And it's not going to be easy. I made $500 last weekend working. And I usually make about, you know, $1,200, $1,500 a weekend. And people are like, you ain't stressed? You ain't mad? You ain't upset? No, because I'm so far ahead on most of my fucking bills anyways. I'm cool right now. I could be stressed if I let it stress me the fuck out. But I think I'm mentally stable enough to know that good days are coming. Bad days happen. Shit happens. Cool, whatever. Made $500. It's $500 more than I would have made had I not done shit. And I didn't use that much gas. I mean, I still got more than a half a tank of gas, and I made $500. I'm like, hell, that's a good goddamn weekend. I just didn't drive a lot. But people got to understand that we got to stop looking at ourselves of being victims of circumstance and start taking control of our lives, mentally, physically, financially, and just stand on top of that shit. We got enough haters out there trying to knock us down every single day. Enough haters trying to knock us down. So don't knock yourself down, because when they see you down, oh, they going to kick you. They going to stomp on you. They going to point at you and laugh at you, kick some dust on you and say, told you was down. So don't put yourself on the ground. Make it hard for them haters to get you down. Make it hard for them haters to kick you. So keep doing the best you can do every day. People going to nitpick at you. They're going to try to pick little small battles and shit at you. Like people I can't tell you how many times I've been called Uncle Tom, a coon, this and that and all this shit. And I laugh because my life is so good. it pisses them off to that point to where they gotta call me that to make themselves feel better. There's nothing I can say about that. If you say, hey, you Uncle Tom, cool, whatever. You a coon. That's what's up. Because it doesn't change shit. I'm still gonna live every fucking day and do what I do, and they still gonna be in the same predicament they in, whatever predicament it is. It doesn't change nothing. So let these haters say what the fuck they gonna say and do what they gonna do. But you stay on top of you and you keep pushing you up. Because the moment you stop and you give that shit attention, that's when you're taking attention away from you pushing that boulder forward. And now you're standing like dealing with this. Don't deal with that. There's too much at stake right now with us as American families and us as American people to let off the gas pedal right now. The people who are letting off the gas pedal want to let off and jump in the passenger seat of somebody else's fucking car. They're tired of trying. So they're going to get somebody else to do the work for them now. They're going to be like, oh, well, can you do this for me? Well, you suck, man. If you can't do that for me, can you do this for me? You suck. They're going to try to get the government to do it for them. They're going to try to get somebody to do the hard work for them. And they're never going to make it anywhere because the people that are actually making it somewhere are people like drivers because we have no safety net. We have no insurance. We have no safety net. We keep everything we catch, basically. It's kind of like fishing. We keep everything we catch. And there's too many people out there that are used to sitting on the docks waiting for somebody to bring them fish. Dependents. People are dependent on government. They're dependent on a job being there. Employees, when employees get laid off or they get terminated, they get fired or some shit like that, they're stuck. They don't know what to do. When we're driving to a fucking person and they cancel the ride, we don't break down because we know, okay, it happens. And we just make a left and we go and we get another ping. That's our job. That's our job. What up, Alpha John, my man? Hey, today I actually took off, man. I'm gonna start work. I gotta send you a text anyway. I got a design for you, and I gotta start working on that shirt. I got the design, and when you see it, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, brother. This is gonna be good. The 3 holes of San Diego. That's gonna be funny shit. But yeah, man. But we've got to just, go out there and just and keep pushing forward, man. A lot of us are not willing to give up this gig industry yet, because whenever we get a cancel or we get a decline ride or we get something, we just keep it moving because we know we can go to the next and do it. A lot of employee-minded people, they don't have that leverage in life to where if they go to work and their boss says, you know what, we don't need extra help today, go clock out. They're screwed because it's like, I need this 8 hours today because I spent some money last week and I need this 8 hours. I'm sorry, we can't use you today. We don't need you on the clock. You got to go home. You got to early out. We early out ourselves. That's about it. So to be in the position of an employee in today's economy is very hard because we see layoffs nonstop. And at some point, we've got to start trusting American companies and American workers again to stop the layoffs. And with the current situation we're in with the government and everything, we're not seeing strength in the U.S. dollar enough. We're not seeing strength in the U.S. economy enough to stop the bleeding. I mean, we've constantly got a new company laying off 10,000, 15,000, 7,000. Lucid, the car company Lucid is now talking about shutting its doors. I'm like, we got Agenda 2030 coming up. So, we need electric cars on the road. If Agenda 30 is really going to be a real thing, Lucid was one of those companies. But doors are shutting for a lot of these companies that we need in the future. Doors are shutting already because nobody trusts America right now in the current situation we're in, which is why the election is so important. That election is forward thinking. It's very forward thinking. And I know a lot of people who historically have voted Democrat, we've heard the same thing, and people know, oh, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and we're going to do this. You could have done that a long time ago before you gave all of our money away to other countries. You could have did that. Frank, hey, how's the airport doing tonight, man? Shoot, 44th, I don't know. I might have to get out tonight. I might have to get out. Let me see, 44th and University. Where is that at? Oh, you're headed up the back way. You're headed down through Terminal 4. I know what you're talking about. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got to get my butt out tonight. What time is it? 5 o'clock? Yeah. Man, this live went 2.5 hours. Jesus Christ. We've been having some good chats. I just wanted to just do a general live. That's all. Just get online, chat with everybody, man. I appreciate Thomas for the super chat. That really helped out a lot, my brother. I truly appreciate that. And like I said, there's a lot of things that I don't like. I didn't make a video last week because it was so flat. I could have made a video. I was like, it ain't nothing. I'll probably make one anyways. It'll be about last weekend, but I'll just make it during the week. But what up, Shane? My man, are you up here? Shane, are you up in Phoenix right now? Or are you still down in Tucson? But yeah, I gotta start doing more stuff on different social media platforms. Like a lot of people are looking at my TikTok channel, and I don't have Twitter yet, but Twitter's like going nuts, but I don't have Twitter. But I was like, dude, you're on Twitter, man. I got my friend Shelly. She hit me up. She says, Jeff, I just saw you on Twitter. I was like, what? She's silly. Shelly's nuts. She's hilarious. I was like, well, I don't have Twitter. So I appreciate the people on Twitter, at least doing what we can do to invoke thought, to invoke conversation, to invoke a deeper search for what's going on right now in our country. Because on the surface, we're being played, and we know we're being played. We're being misled left and right all over the damn place. We know it. We need answers so we can make decisions with our lives. Because right now, nobody can make a decision. Like I told people, you can't even sell property right now. Nobody even wants to buy property right now. Nobody can make a decision to move forward. Even companies won't move forward with major projects because of what's going on right now. They know there's something under the undercurrent. Something's underlying, and the bottom's going to fall out at any minute. And we just need somebody who's willing to open up and tell us the truth, because we've been getting played for about 3 years now, and it's over. It's over. People are just done with it. So hopefully people go out there and they make, a conscious decision next year to say, we need somebody at the helm who's not scared to tell us the truth, who's not scared to talk to us, who ain't scared to expose the game being played against American people. Because if we just sitting around allowing ourselves to be played, I mean, we're getting what we deserve. Think about it. Poverty, we deserve it if we keep voting for it. Unemployment, we deserve it if we keep voting for it. Vote for what you feel you deserve. That's all I can say. Just vote for what you feel you deserve. And we had a very, very good run. Like I told you, I didn't vote for Trump the first time because he was a businessman, and I didn't know who he was. I was like, he's a businessman. I don't know much about him. But he did very well. Shocking. Surprised me. And ain't nothing wrong with being surprised. Ain't nothing wrong with being wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with being shocked. It's all good. It's all good. We did good. A lot of people did good. A lot of people during that era can't even tell me that they were doing bad. They will not say they were doing bad. They started doing bad after the election. And a lot of people will say, yeah, man, shit started going down in like 1920. My life started. Yeah, I know it. I know it. Because something happened. And we all ain't stupid. We all know. Oh, Shane's down in Tucson. Oh, man. Shane been getting some bangers down in Tucson. Jesus Christ. He was getting like $30-something for like 3 miles. He was like, yeah, you got to wake up early in the morning for that shit. I was like, dude, I'm going to have to go to Tucson at about like 1 in the morning so I can be up early to get that kind of shit, man. Oh, man, that's what's up. Hung a barn door. Oh, you mean the barn doors that slide back and forth like this? Somebody wanted one? I like those. I think I'm going to get one. The kit's pretty expensive, man. But yeah, definitely though, man. Like I said, we got to get this life that we have in America back on track. A lot of countries are looking at us. They used to look at us as leadership. Now they're looking at us as like, we don't want to do what they're doing. Kind of like how we used to look at Australia as a really strong continent that was really making serious moves because they're all by themselves out in the middle of the ocean, really serious continent. And all of a sudden, some crazy shit started going on. And everybody's like, we don't want to end up like that. And nobody ever said that about Australia. We love Australia. Everybody loves Australia. We've always loved Australia. But we started seeing that government down there do some crazy shit, just like with Canada. We was like, what the hell is Canada doing? I mean, they're starting to freeze bank accounts of people just trying to help out truck drivers and shit. What the hell is Canada? Nobody want to mess with Canada no more. We're like, dude, And now they're saying the same shit about America now. What is America doing? We don't want to do what America's doing. No, hell no. This is messed up. America's backwards. It's like we're all falling like dominoes. We got to stop that shit. We got to stop the domino fall. We got to do something different now. For instance, I'm just going by the dispensary right now. Hey, that's funny shit. That's funny shit. Frank's always hitting up. Y'all do have a dispensary down there, right? Because I mean, it's legal everywhere. Maybe Frank get better deals up here. I don't know. He's like, man, I'm gonna go hit that dispensary up real quick. But I tell you what's funny, because it's legal out here. A lot of rideshare people, like when I pick up people and I take them to the dispensary or something like that, they're always trying to give me free rolls and shit. Like, I can't tell you how many different strains of weed I got in this garage. I don't even have time to smoke all the shit. It's like all over the place. When you walk in here, you can't really smell it because I got oils and shit everywhere. But man, they be giving up. They be like, hey man, you smoke? I'm like, yeah, when I got a little time. Here you go. Like, damn, big old bag of shit. They do that shit all the time. But that's, ride share. We get little tips. We cool. All right, hold up, man. Woo. All right, we're at what? 2 hours and 45 minutes. Shane came late. Man. All right, Frank, send the tweets, man. Oh, Shane, last week I made about $500. That was about it. I think I cleared about 500, but I only drove like 8 hours, 9 hours total. It was garbage up here, man. Just that bike week. I just don't think they were sending out enough rides because they were scared of the bikes getting smashed or something. I don't know. But I was getting some whack rides. I'll be going down 143 north, and they'll give me something that was 143 south, but it was traffic the whole way going south. So I'd have to get off the highway, get back on 143, and just sit all the way until I got to that ride. So I was just like declining rides like crazy because it was always somewhere where there was traffic and it was opposite of where I was going. So I was like, forget that. I'm done. But that was about all I did last week, man. This weekend, it's going to be a lot better. Because hopefully I get out. I'm going to get out tonight in a while. I'm going to go in here. Like when I get through this live, I'm going to run in here, eat something real quick. Then I'm going to, hit the ground running. The car is already clean. I washed it up early and everything like that. So, the Twitter files. Eesh. Yeah, I know Elon's kind of, and it's funny, huh? And I tell people like that, Democratic leaders hate exposure. They hate Elon. When Elon was taking over Twitter, they was hating on him because they knew the game was up. Anytime somebody says, we're going to put the truth out, they just lock up. They lock up real quick. They just lock up. Damn, Frank went out and banged it out. That's it, man. 1,130. That's a good run right there. That's a good run, brother. Especially with the week last week. I didn't think I was going to. I'm surprised I even did 500, man. Jeez, it was nuts. Some nights I would go off about 2 hours and be like, dude, I've done like 3 rides in 2 hours. Done. It's like, I'm out. But yeah, man, anytime anybody was like, we're going to expose something. We don't want Elon to buy that. Why not? Because nobody's in control of Twitter except Elon, and he's going to tell everybody everything. That's why they don't like TikTok, because TikTok is not run by an American company, so they don't really have control over TikTok. They want only social media companies that they can socially engineer people with. If it's an American-based company, they can control it with regulation. They can control it with stipulations. If it's not an American-based company, there's nothing they can do about it. It's free internet. It's free web. So it's like they hate everything that is not pro-Dem, because the Dems already know the shit show is coming to an end. They're about to expose a lot. They're about to expose to a lot. All right, nice shift. I'm going to see you, brother, get out there and make that money. I'll be out there, in about an hour. 1750. What? Shane out there killing it. 45 and a half. Man, that right there is a good week, especially for Arizona last week. Man, you did good, man. You jammed. Holy shit. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all ain't playing, man. So I'm going to try to get out there. You got somebody. You got go with me walking down there. Cool. That's so true, brother. My man King James is out there riding too, man. Everybody's out here making money. So, all right, we had about 2:45. It's time for me to get out of the chat. I appreciate you guys for coming through, man. Once again, I'm not gonna let this thing go no 3-4 hours. But hey, much love and respect. Frank and Shane, King James, y'all be safe out there. Hey, nice shift. Go out there and get that money. Thomas and Thomas, the two Thomases out there doing it right now. So hey, I'm gonna hit y'all all up later. Vinny, I know you out there cruising, man. Go out there and get that money, brother. I'm out. I'm gonna go get this money.